Yeah. This couldn't wait till tomorrow, y'all. This couldn't wait till tomorrow. I see all the family in the building. Alan Cummings, Tay-Tay, that's my future ex-wife right there. Ryan Wright, Rod Neal, H-Town, Steve Elder, Mac, Johnny Q, Shower, my brother Paul Carrick, Love is the Word, Woke, John Pounds, Boxing MMA, David Scott III, my uncle, Dre Finest, what up? Jason Williams. Let's get to it, PJ's Big Dog. General, salute.
Salute, homie.
Bro, this couldn't wait till tomorrow, man. So yesterday, Jason, what up? So yesterday, the topic was how creeps are created. And there was a video that I saw of another lost sister twerking on her son. And her son had to been maybe 4 years old. And there's been a lot of that going along. Been a lot of that. Right. And what people don't know is that it's one of those things that is just now being caught on video. Because that's been happening. It's been happening. I got stories. I've heard you talk about things like that. So that was the topic yesterday, how creeps are born. You know, you see these young sisters treating their little boys like son husbands, and this woman was not regretful. And all I can say is I hope those people came and took her son, because no mother should be twerking on her son and putting it on social media. It should look like a pit bull anyway. It should look like one of your dogs. She need to be on your fucking show. It's fucking ridiculous, man. You know, today I'm on the gram, and the brother David Scott III, he shares this information about a company called Balenciaga. What do you know about that, Balenciaga? It's my first time hearing about it.
Yeah, I talked about them several times on my Patreon, man. I'm disgusted by Balenciaga. I just heard about this incident here, but prior to this, I just didn't like the fact that so many black people was running around buying up this overpriced, expensive bullshit, and these people that came out of nowhere, and their products are trash. Like literally, I was sitting on the plane with this guy, coming from I think it was coming from Dallas, flying from Dallas to Milwaukee, and so the guy sitting next to me, you know, he got like a hoodie and some like sweatpants, so just you know, there's some regular gym wear, right? And the dude got his headphones on, and he just rocking back and forth, whatever. So somehow me and dude end up conversating, and he says to me, in the midst of a conversation that got nothing to do with his clothes, he's like, yeah, man, yo, man, I fuck with that Balenciaga, man. Well, you know, he just wanted me to know what he wear. So he like, yeah, I fuck with that Balenciaga, you know. I said, oh yeah? He's like, yeah, man, this outfit I got on now, $1,100. And I said, oh, okay. I'm just thinking in my head, like, you dumbass nigga, like, this shit look like some shit, like the shit I be wearing. My shit, I order my shit off Amazon, Champions hoodies and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, shit for like $45 and shit. You fucking $1,100 is ridiculous. This is what I'm thinking. I didn't say it to him. But I'm just thinking it's like, this is a dumbass nigga, right? But that's the mentality that these people got. And then they got t-shirts. A regular black t-shirt, right? With the word Balenciaga on it for $500, right? In bold letters. Like, it's just ridiculous. There's no like pretty logo that they got or trade. It's just the word Balenciaga. And then what really pissed me off about them, and what pissed me off about a lot of our people, is we allow these people over in Europe to dictate our fashion. So back in the day, when we was coming up, a lot of dudes was wearing, you know, baggy shirts, baggy clothes, this and that. Somehow it all get put out of style for skinny shit, right? They tell us it's out of style. So now you got to wear all this skinny shit, right? They kicked all the black fashion lines out of business. Carl Kanai, gone, right? At least in America. Fubu, gone, right? All the black shit is gone. Sean John and Rockaway, all that shit gone. Then they double back around. Look at this nigga in the picture.
If this nigga walked in here for a job interview dressed like that, I'd tell him to make an about face and walk right out.
They double back around and tell niggas now it's cool again to wear baggy shit, but we own it. All right. So you wear oversized clothes now. I seen a girl with a Balenciaga sweater where the sleeves went all the way down to the fucking ground. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? Unbelievable, bro. But anyway, I talked about that a couple times on my Patreon. The fact that our people, we spend our money on some of the dumbest shit, like, and we just make these people relevant, and it's a lot of weirdos over in Europe, homosexuals and others that sit around in these boardroom meetings fantasizing about black men's bodies and what they want to see us wearing. Literally, they do this, right? And they come up with different shit. Oh, I want to see them wear something tight. I want to see their asses. I want to see this and that. And then they dictate what we wear over here. They put it out on the market. They have some show in Paris and shit, some fucking fashion week in New York or some dumb shit. And then out of nowhere, every nigga want this shit. Oh man, you see the new Balenciaga shirt? Hey, bro, this is trash. This shit is fucking trash. But you wearing this shit only because they told you it's expensive. Because they put a high price tag on it. Look, everybody wear Jordans right now. I like Jordans. I fuck with them. Been wearing them my whole life, right? But let's say Michael Jordan, for whatever reason, took his same shoes and said, hey, I want to get back to the community. From now on, my shoes is going to be $50. Instantly, nobody would want to wear Jordans again. Because niggas is dumb.
That nigga, if I sat next to him on the airplane, he did that shit to me. I'd have let him talk and I'd have asked him, yo, quick question. What's your life insurance policy looking like? And he better had had an answer for me. Because I'd have made him very uncomfortable. $1,100, huh? Let me tell you something. A good pair of dress shoes, a good pair on the low end is $400. Right. In which I don't own. I have some dress shoes, but I saw a really good pair. I was up in Greenwich, Connecticut. It's a very rich neighborhood over there. And I said, how much those shoes run? I just knew this guy was gonna say like maybe 150, 200. He said, yeah, those are 480. That's on the low end. All the ones over there, 2,000. And I'm like, ooh, my stomach sank.
Oh yeah.
But those are good. There was some damn good shoes though.
Yeah, good quality.
You see what the fuck this nigga got on his feet right here?
This nigga got on some boats, man. Literally.
Yo, now, here's the thing. All right, he's a model. He's getting it. Fine. But I'm not paying. He's probably wearing, I'd say that suit is about maybe, I'm a lowball it, $8,000. I'm a lowball it.
Right.
I'm gonna say it's about 8,000. But again, where the fuck are you wearing that? And the weirdo neighborhood is the Village in New York, where AJ was hanging out shooting jump shots in the broad daylight. This is where you would see brothers like that walking around. But you know what time it is when they dress like that. So when you say
the Village is still weirdos over there,
yeah, that's their neighborhood, man. That's their hood. And with gentrification uptown, it's a lot of that going on. It's just something you got to live with now. And listen, they're not bothering anybody and chasing them through the streets of New York. It's not like that. It is what it is. Surround us around here every day. What I'm saying is, this is some goofball shit. He looks like he belongs in a goddamn episode of DuckTales, and it's ridiculous as this is being marketed to us. This is fucking stupid. Don't his shit look like his shit talk? His feet got two different fucking vocal cords. This is horrendous.
It looked Photoshop.
It looks fucking crazy. It looks flat out crazy. You can't buy this. You can't walk in for a job interview and say, "Hey man, this is Balenciaga, whatever, Balenciaga, or whatever the fuck." They be like, "What the fuck? Who cares? You look at your shoes, nigga. You looking stupid out here. You don't need this job. That suit costs $10,000. What you coming up in here for a fucking $40,000 a year job? Looking stupid." Well, the reason why I brought up the show yesterday, and mind you, shout out to that bitch she's stalking me. I have a stalker, allegedly. I think it's a dude though, because the nigga said he saw me on BFTB's live yesterday, and she was gonna beam in and let everyone know how much of a misogynistic guy I am. Whatever, she didn't embarrass herself. I keep telling the fat bitch to say when she's in the chat and click the link so we can have a conversation like adults, but she's failed to do so. So one thing I know about you, young lady, is that you're fat. You're more than likely fat. You're more than likely unmarried. You probably have kids out of wedlock, and no man wants you. You're just a bust down. And there it is. Prove me wrong. Click the link. Let me know when you're here. You click the link and we can talk. But anyway, I brought up yesterday's show for a reason, because today, let me just do this. Our brother David Scott III. Matter of fact, real quick, this is Balenciaga. This is their Instagram. 14 million followers. I've never heard of this company at all. And I'm looking at this and I'm seeing pictures, and this is shit I would never wear at all in my life. This is shit my wives would never wear in their lives.
The Matrix, man.
This is some bullshit. I hope with those shoes, this motherfucker could climb a wall. Those are like moon boots. Are you kidding me? What the dick is this? But anyway, this is let me go to David Scott III, because he sent me this shit. Okay. Keep this, y'all.
Balenciaga. This was just uploaded on Instagram. As you can see, the photo shoot they're using to sell their products features a young girl holding a teddy bear in a bondage outfit. Then, in case you missed the point, the photo shoot also contains this image. It shows several documents. Most of them aren't visible, but what you can see when you zoom in, and of course the point is that you see it, is a reference to a U.S. Supreme Court case called Ashcroft versus Free Speech Coalition. That case struck down a law against kiddie porn. What is this? Well, it is what it appears to be. It's an endorsement of kiddie porn, of child pornography. What else could it be? We wanted to know. So we reached out today to Balenciaga to get their explanation, and they didn't respond. So we're going to have to take that on face value and ask, where's the moral outrage? We have an entire industry in this country comprised of moral outrage merchants. If you've ever been on Twitter, you know what we mean. Truly, an entire sector of our economy is devoted to attacking people for falling short of the mark. And here is a high-end retailer promoting kiddie porn in an ad on Instagram, and nobody notices. There's no boycott. There's no front page New York Times editorial against it. And of course, Instagram let the advertisement run, endorsing kiddie porn. And by the way, if you have an alternate explanation for what this was, let us know. A child with a teddy bear in a bondage outfit and a Supreme Court decision striking down a kiddie porn law displayed on the table? What is that? Are we jumping to conclusions? Don't think so. It is what it appears to be. It's right in your face and no one's saying anything. Latest ad.
Now, before I go any further, let me say this. I don't fucks with Fox News. I actually call them faux news. But let me be very clear. Sometimes the devil makes a point. All right? The sun shines on the dog's ass. I've done some research, and in the middle of my research, I found this. Balenciaga, after Fox done gotten their ass, we apologize for displaying unsettling documents in our campaign. What campaign? We take this matter very seriously and are taking legal action against the parties responsible for creating the set and including unapproved items for our Spring 23 campaign photo shoot. We strongly condemn abuse of children in any form. We stand for children's safety and well-being. So what they're doing here, they're saying that they hired someone to do a job based off what I'm reading. They hired someone to do a job, and that person who was hired to do a job took that opportunity to make their make a statement, force their agenda by way of advertising through Balenciaga. So they pay. That's like you pay someone to do a job, like 78. You pay someone, I don't know. Let's just say you pay someone to promote your dog show, and then you get a phone call. It's like, yo, why, you know, some guy. Why's your ad for your dog show got dogs, you know, licking booty, licking human booty?
Why's this guy who promoting your shit saying he don't like niggas?
Exactly. What the fuck is that? And then now you got to be like, yo, well, hold on. I paid this fool to do a job, but this fool took his. You found out this dude is a tree hugger, and he thinks that I don't know, bestiality is a good thing.
Right.
All you wanted him to do was promote your show, and he put his own agenda, advertising through you. So this is what they're saying. But you see, here's why I have a hard time buying that. Mm-hmm. It has to go through me first before I say okay. Now, I don't know who looked too deep. I don't know. I'm not gonna say too deep. I don't know who looked into it and saw that, because apparently the papers were on the bed and the documents were hidden. Let me see if they have a picture of it. I don't know what this is, but the documents were hidden on with the little girl standing there with a teddy bear in bondage, and the documents for the court documents was on the bed, and that person who did that put it out just enough. See, here's why I'm doing this show. Yesterday, I was saying that there's a problem with abuse, in particular with black men. If you ask around, you know, a lot of black men, they got touched on, and it wasn't always as you think, like as you see in the movies, oh, it's the dirty perverted uncle or whatever. A lot of that be the dirty perverted aunts or older cousins or the older neighbors. They be women.
It's a fact.
All right, and it's never talk. Listen, I've had some conversations when I was younger with friends, and as adults, we've gone back and we've spoken about shit. It was like, yo, you know that shit was crazy. But back then, being that we were young, some of us were high-fiving on it. But I just shared this shit yesterday. One of my boys, we was like in high school and we was breaking into our own. And I remember, you know, the thing was everyone was getting blowjobs. So when we had our little girlfriends and they finally did it, we was all sitting in front of the building talking about it. And we turned to my boy, was like, yo, you were so she did that to you? And he said, nah, I don't like that. And we was like, what you mean you don't like that? You know what I'm saying? Nah. Yo, 78, he just flat out told us, this is a nah, man. You know, when I was younger, Aunt so-and-so, you know, she used to take me in the back room and do that shit to me. I don't like that shit. And he just spilled it right there. We was like, wait, what? Did you say aunt? Yeah. His aunt used to blow him.
Right.
And it fucked him up so bad that now we were young. We were like 17, 18, whatever, that he don't like it. It does nothing for him. It does nothing for him. And we didn't, and he said it so, and he wasn't joking. He said it so fast, we were like, oh. And we couldn't even roast him for it. Because normally we make a joke out of anything back then. But we was like, oh shit. We was like, damn, your aunt, my nigga? Your aunt did that to you? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
And we were just uncomfortable talking about, you know, our sexual escapades with our girlfriends around him. It just turned into that. I don't know if and I still talk to him. I don't know if he ever got help about that or not, but he just said he don't like it. I said, oh shit. And you see, that's what I'm saying. Yesterday night, that shit, when I saw that girl twerking on her son, and then she stands down on it. She did she got on, what was it? Twitter or some shit? Talking about why you worried about what I do with my son. Bitch, bitch, the light-skinned bitch that said she had a threesome with a mother and her biological son.
Right.
And I'm like, this shit, shit like that is out here and it's ignored because men don't talk about it. And I saw this shit today and I'm like, wait a minute. This shit with the kiddie porn? A bear in bondage? And you know what? I looked at it, but you know how I look at something and you got to do a double take. Like, wait a minute.
Right.
Why is there a little girl standing on a bed with a bear, with a teddy bear in bondage? And then someone looked at the papers on the bed and it was something about kiddie porn. Who the fuck? Okay, if it's not Balenciaga's fault, because they're clearly saying it's not their fault. Okay, who's the photographer that they hired for that?
Well,
Where's that girl's? Go ahead.
No, how did they get past their board of approval?
Who proved it?
Right, somebody, for something like that to go past, for any advertisement for a company that size, it has to get approved. Yep. They're not just, this ain't some rinky-dink company where they just trusting somebody, a photographer, to put his own shit out there, okay? It has to get approved. You remember, we can go all the way back to 1992. You remember Boomerang?
Yes. You
remember Oldboy, bald-head dude, had his own ideas. He wanted to do some crazy wild shit.
Yes.
They didn't just, look, they had to, even though Eddie Murphy gave him freedom to create his own shit, they had to sit down and watch that before they release it. So there's no fucking way a company of this magnitude it didn't look at that. They looked at it, right? And they thought they could slide some shit through. They were trying to send a message. They were trying to send a message, a coded message to like-minded people. Hey, and some, I'm tell you something. Some people get off on like edging, like the public. Oh, I can do something illegal publicly and nobody will know. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They get off on that shit. You see what I'm saying? I see on Instagram a girl, a black chick too, that fucked me up. Because you usually don't see black chicks that's into this kind of shit. But I see on Instagram, she doing all this sexual shit with this rabbit. She got a fucking rabbit, a pet rabbit. And she got her legs wide open, the rabbit in between her legs. She in lingerie with rabbits and all this shit. Now, I know what she's doing. She's walking the line of what's acceptable and what's legal on Instagram, right? But what she's trying to do is entice the people that are into bestiality to hit her up in the inbox so that she can give them the real shit for a fee. See what I'm saying? See, I know what that is. I saw another girl do some shit with her dog. Her dog always comes over sniffing between her legs, always sniffing her butt. She doing squats, working out. And the dog always coming around, right? And she doing all this weird, suggestive shit. You know what I mean? She sending signals. And this is how it works. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm telling you the real. A lot of these creeps, they get off on the public, the idea of I'm doing this in public and nobody even knows what I'm doing. You know, like some people go to the movie theater and fuck. You know, they go to the movie theater, girl give dude head in the movie theater because they like the idea of, oh, we're doing this in public and nobody even knows type of shit, you know. Yeah. And that's what they're doing. That's what Balenciaga tried to slide through. You know what I'm saying? They tried to slide it through and they got caught. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker got caught. And I want to see the same smoke or worse smoke, 10 times the smoke that they gave Kyrie Irving and Kanye. Oh, Balenciaga need to be canceled immediately, but they ain't gonna do it because it's white folk money.
That's right.
They ain't gonna do it. And back to what you said earlier about the boys getting fucked up behind these women and shit like that. Everybody always assume that it's a guy, right? That's doing all the creepy shit, right? And that's what gives the creepy women the edge, because nobody's suspecting them. See, a woman is less likely to leave her kids. She gotta go to work at night, third shift. She's less likely to leave her kids with Uncle Junebug You know, she got 2 daughters. Well, I ain't gonna leave my Uncle Junebug. You know, I love Uncle Junebug, but you know, he's a man, and I just don't know. I just can't. I gotta be caught. I gotta protect my daughters. Cool, but she'll give her babies to her friend Keisha. Keisha, can you watch the kids for me? She ain't even thinking about Keisha. Keisha in there doing all kind of fucked up shit, turning these girls out, teaching them nasty shit, and that's what fucked me up in the game. Like I told y'all a long time ago, when I was a shorty, me and my cousin, when we was little, right? Both my parents worked, right? It's back in the 80s, right? The mid 80s. Both my parents worked, so you know, they used to send us by my uncle's house. Now my uncle was he was the pimping, but he had like 6 bitches. They used to be in his house all the time, grown ass women. It was whores, right? And my uncle he'd be ripping them around the street. He ain't finna sit down and watch us, so he would leave. You know, he's like, hey, I gotta go. He'd tell the girl, hey, watch my nephews. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Feed them at 12 o'clock, give them some lunch, all that kind of shit. So he go run the streets. These chicks is up in there, you know, dancing in front of us, pulling their titties out, shaking their titties in our face. We kids, bro, we 6 years old.
Yeah, exactly. See?
And we're seeing this stuff, and we don't understand. I mean, we learn very, very, very quickly. We learn. Yeah. But it's just like, what the fuck is this? You know, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, they hey, suck on this.
Yep.
This. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I remember, bro, I'm telling you this, we talking real talk here, so I'm not finna filter nothing. Mm-hmm. The first time I ever ate some pussy, I was 6 years old. A grown fucking woman she put jelly, because I asked her for a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Oh. And she put jelly on her pussy, and no, matter of fact, she put jelly on her nipples and peanut butter on her pussy, which is right now why. And I can still smell her right now.
Oh, wow.
Right? I can still smell it. It's just crazy how shit stay in your mind. As a kid, I can still, right now while I'm talking, I can smell this chick. Right? Mm-hmm. And she made me lick her. You know what I'm saying? And when I was done, she made me a sandwich. Then she made my cousin do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Bro. Right? Bro. But everybody will tell you, oh, these men this and these men are perverts, these men are this and that. How'd they get that way? Because let me tell you something. Look at R. Kelly. Everybody know R. Kelly is a creep, right? However, R. Kelly said some real shit that nobody wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm. He said, who was there to protect me?
There you go. No one picked up on that.
Right. He said females in his family used to pee on him and do all kinds of weird shit to him. And everybody dismissed it and said, shut the fuck up, nigga, man up. Man up, you a man.
See that? You see that?
Right. See, that's what they do, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it fuck you up because it over-sexualize you at an early age when you get exposed to that shit at 6 years old. Now, by the time you're 10 years old, you motherfucking full-fledged motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Fucking on you touching every bitch you want to come in contact with. You all fucked up. And people look at you as a creep, that's not right. Understanding that you got turned out.
You learned it from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yo, that movie, you remember, you saw Sweetback. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that there was elements of that story that's really that he grew up in a whorehouse, and as a kid, these chicks was making him smash. Sweetback, Mario Van Peebles' dad. God rest his soul. Matter of fact, didn't they make a movie about that movie called Badass?
Right.
Man, listen, something similar with me. It's a funny story. I don't even know if I should share this shit here. Bro, all right, fuck it. All right, listen. Okay.
Right, shout out to JC. I sympathize with you, brother.
Bro.
That's I feel you. That's what happened to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why, bro, because that shit happened to me, I got a fetish now for eating pussy.
All right, listen.
Now that's not fair to me. That's not fair to me. But that's who I developed into because of some perverted creep bitch. You see what I'm saying?
All right, well since we're in the sharing mood, let me explain. All right, I was in junior high school, right? I forget how old I was, probably like 12. And my cousin, I got an older cousin. He he was staying with us for a while, so he was talking to this young lady in his school. He was in high school, and I didn't have a key to the crib. He had the key, but we wouldn't go home. I had to go with him, and he'd go to this girl's house, and I'm sitting in the living room playing a video game or whatever, and they go in the room, right? About maybe 5, 6 o'clock, he come out the room, and then we go home, right?
Right.
So then one day, get ready for school. He was like, yo, listen, I'm not going to be there to get you after school. I'm going to Harlem. I'm like, all right, what do you want me to do? And he said, I ain't going to say shorty name, but he said, she's going to be there. Just go her to the house. I'll meet you out there. Right? 3 days in a row. She's like, yo, where's your cousin at? I said, oh, he's doing something, whatever, in school, whatever. I knew he was going to see another chick, but I ain't need to tell her that. So like the 3rd or 4th day or whatever, I'm at her house. I'm sitting in the living room. She tells me to go in the bedroom. So I go with her in the bedroom, right? So I'm sitting on the bed. So then she's like, well, what you think me and your cousin be back here doing? I'm like, oh yeah, y'all be in here, having sex or whatever. She's like, no, he tries real hard, but he don't get nothing. I'm like, yeah, okay. She says, you know why he don't get nothing? I said, no, because he don't eat. Now I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm 12. I'm like, what do you mean he don't eat? The nigga, he overeat, God damn it. Right? So she says, push the tape in the VCR. I push the tape in the VCR, cut it on, it's 2 women. Right. 69, and I'm just sitting there looking. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
So she goes, psst, psst. I turn around. I don't know when she got dressed. I got undressed because I wasn't paying attention. And she said, come here. So I jump up on the bed. I take my pants down. Grabs me by the back of my head. And she says, nope, let me show you something. And I was disgusted at first.
Right.
I'm like, she's like, no, put your tongue out your mouth. I'm like,
right.
And she directed traffic, I guess. And that went on for about a week. And it went from me being repulsed to me liking it because.
Right, but that's their hustle.
Right. And I didn't, you know what I see now, I liked it because it was the reaction I was getting from her.
Right.
You understand? Right. And we would stop right before. One time he it's not like he had the key to her apartment or whatever, but he would like knock really hard, and she would tell me, yo, not to say nothing. I'm like, nah, I ain't saying nothing, right? So I'd be walking home. He was like, yo, you ain't tell her I was with another girl, did you? I said, nah, I ain't gonna snitch. Yo, one day I went over there, right? I go upstairs, right? I went straight to the bedroom. There's another woman in there, right? It was a dark-skinned chick, and she lived downstairs from her. Long story short, I had to service 2 women there. This was a married chick that lived downstairs, and she was dark-skinned. I think she was Panamanian, because her English was bad. But before the school year ended, she let me hit. Now, years later, my cousin, he got a whole family, whatever, and everyone's grown and shit. We had the cookout. And I said, what was Shorty's name that lived in building 24? And he said, oh, yeah, I remember her. I said, yo, what was y'all doing in the room those years? And he laughed. He said, man, she never let me hit. And you know what I told him? I said, I hit it. Right. He looked at me and just started laughing. He said, nigga, you was too little, B. You wasn't even going through puberty. I said, D, no, I hit. He said, when? Like later in life? I said, no. She let me. He said, man, to this day, he think I'm lying.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm dead. I told him the whole story. He's like, you can't be serious. I said, I'm dead serious. You left me to the wolves, and I appreciate it, sort of. But looking back now, I wouldn't want my son in that position, because I'm gonna tell you what it did. It fucked me up for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
It fucked me up because when I was dating girls my age, and I tried to do that to a girl my age, they were not ready for that. They're like, whoa, what are you doing? You know what comes out of there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hell, like, what the fuck is that? You know, and it fucked me. I'm like, oh, I thought that's what you wanted. Who the fuck told you that we want that? They didn't know that they wanted that.
Same exact shit happened to me, bro. Because I got introduced to that shit at an early age, I thought that that's what sex was. So then when I'm messing with chicks my age, they think I'm like this ultimate perverted creep nigga. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, why does this nigga wanna lick me down there and shit? Like, I thought that's what the fuck you do. You know what I'm saying? This bitch, you know what I'm saying? It was just horrible, bro. But, you know, I'm gonna tell you something. Females molested me from the time I was a child all the way until I was 18. Because even when I was, I'm skipping past a lot of other molestation shit that happened. Because when I was in New York, when I was 14, there was a white chick named Linda. I used to sell her weed and shit, right? You know, I had, you know, whatever, you know, niggas hustle and shit. I used to sell her weed and shit. And she was a grown-ass woman in her late 20s. I'm 14. And she used to always, like, her and her dude, they used to roll joints up like a month. Like, these motherfuckers was grandmasters at rolling joints. Like, I mean, they roll them shits up like it wasn't shit. But the dude, her and Mike used to break up all the time. And he'd be gone for like 2 months and come back, all that kind of shit. But when he was gone, she would have us come through there, me and my boys and shit, and we smoked with her and shit like that. So one day, everybody had went to this basketball game, and I had to clean up the house, so I was late. I couldn't go with them. So I'm pacing around the neighborhood, boarding the motherfucker, and I see her on the porch smoking. She's like, hey, Kevin, you want to smoke? I'm like, yeah, shit, let's smoke. I go in the house, you know, boom. I end up fucking Linda. Now, some people will say, oh, well, you know, you was old enough to know what you was doing. Okay, fuck that. Because if that's the case, what if I was a man, 20-something years old, and she was 14, a girl? Would y'all say the same shit? No, you wouldn't.
See that?
So give me the same fucking respect. I was still a kid. And this grown-ass bitch gave me the pussy. So now, even when I had just turned 18, but when I actually met this bitch when I was 17, though. I remember when I was 17, older woman. She was, I want to say, well, I say older woman for my age at that time. She was like 34. So she ain't, you know, that ain't shit now, but she was 34 and I was like 17. And me and her used to flirt and shit like that, whatever. She's like, you real mature for your age and all this kind of shit, whatever the case may be. And you know, once again, weed was our bond. She wanted to, you know, she liked to smoke and I sold weed and shit. And, you know, this bitch moved me in her house. As soon as I turned 18, bro, I was out of my parents' house. I'm like, I'm grown. Moved in with this bitch. And this bitch used to, like, I had enough sense to know what was happening, though. Because I knew she was she was basically a perv, you know. I don't want to use the other word because they'll take down the shit. But she was a creep. So I'm in there, she buying me shit like I'm a kid, buying me video games and shit, you know what I'm saying? PlayStation 2 games and all this dumbass shit, you know what I'm saying? And trying to keep me in the house and keep me, you know, treat me like a kid, but at the same time she fucking me. You know what I'm saying? And it was going perfect until my mama found out. Once my mama found out where I was living at, you know what I'm saying, and what I was doing, you know, because I got a little bold and shit, you know. I brought the bitch by my mama house and my parents' house, like, yeah, you know, it's my woman, you know, all this old shit.
Oh, shit.
The crazy part is my daddy, you know, he wasn't tripping. He just wanted to talk to me about it. But my mom's, forget it. Mom whooped that bitch ass from pillar to post. Smashed the gas on her. Like, she was like, bitch, You fucking with a fucking what a fucking 18-year-old gonna do for you? You nasty bitch. Mom whooped her. I was mad. I was crying and shit. Whoa, you beat up my girl, mama. All that dumbass shit. Nah, but you know, I got it though. But bro, that shit happened to me my whole fucking life. That's why I get so irritated when people are so suspicious of these perverted dudes. But women do this shit, bro. Women, it goes so much deeper. I can prove some shit, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna turn the show that left, but like, it's so much shit that women, mothers, do to their daughters. Mothers turn their daughters out. You know what I'm saying? I done had women offer me their daughters. I done seen all kind of fucked up ass shit, like out here in these streets. Like it's bad, bro. Mothers drop their daughters off to sell pussy. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers act like this shit don't happen. Like mothers literally drop their daughters off to sell pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Now reverse the roles. What if that was a father with his daughter doing that shit?
Oh, he'd be the worst scumbag ass motherfucker in the world.
He'd be a scumbag. He wouldn't make it past central bookings, man. And that was my point yesterday. Now imagine these same motherfuckers with that mentality, but they're backed by millions of dollars. And now they have access to certain things on top of lawyers. And they have access to politicians, dirty politicians, that can do weird shit like turn laws around and switch the word from pedo to young attracted adult.
Yeah. Minor attracted adults, they call it.
Yeah, you know, all kinds of shit. And now these kids that are fucked up, do you want these little boys that have fallen victim to this behavior sitting next to your niece or daughter in school? No, you don't. Now, luckily for me, it happened at an old enough age where I said, you know what, I think I better not do this. I better not say much because, you know, what I thought about the domino effect. I said, you know, not only can I get in trouble, but when they have me sitting in the room and they shine that light on me, I'm like, where'd you get this from? And I'm not going to say my parents because that's not where it came from, but they're going to call my parents and my parents are going to be like, where the fuck did you learn that? And then I'm going to have to spill the beans and then people are going to go to jail. So you know what? I better check myself because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I don't want to make this a big old thing. I thought that far ahead. So I just said, let me check myself. But what about the people that aren't like me? Let me play this video. Watch this shit. I played this yesterday.
Hey. Where you at, Ma? Go! Where you at? Go! Okay.
Now ask yourself, who is that video made for?
Thank you. That's exactly what I said yesterday. Was you looking at that little boy saying, "Oh," or was you like, was you hoping that kid just moved the fuck out the way? Now she walks around the house like that, does that. Now when that kid gets older, and he's wondering why every time mommy around me, I'm getting a hard on. What's that about? Am I sick? Is there something wrong with me? These kids can't handle that. They don't know what that's about. How many Instagram posts? Yo, 78, man. I saw this post and I saved some of it too. This woman, voluptuous, boobs out, thongs up her ass. And you know, I'm a man. I'm looking, I'm like, whoa.
Right.
I scroll down. Happy birthday to my one and only, her son. Why the fuck is your son on your gram? It's like tits, ass, you and your son. What?
You don't get it.
That boy gotta go to school. And some nigga is gonna come up to him and say, yo, man, I just jacked off on your mom's. Now it's a fight. And then he's gonna come home and he's gonna resent his mom.
Well, yeah.
Like, mom, why you put me through this?
It's one of two things gonna happen, Drew. Either what you said, he's gonna resent his mother and hate her for what she put him through, or he's gonna become a deviant on some weird Norman Bates type of shit and be feeding after his mother, sexualizing his mother jacking off to his mama, sneaking in her room, smelling her drawers and shit. Because I had a homeboy who did that shit.
Oh.
And yeah, I had a homeboy who did that. He got help for it though. When we was like teenagers. He was like all fucked up behind his mama. His mama used to do weird shit, like she was it's fucked up, man. But he told us though, like, because his mama was a hoe. Everybody in the neighborhood knew his mama was a hoe. She sold pussy and all that kind of shit. But she used to like do shit like in like motherfucker walk past the window and see like she in her room fucking. She ain't got enough decency to buy some fucking blinds with some of this money she making from hoeing. So motherfucker walk past the room and see her sucking dick, all this shit. Now the homie, that's his mama. So he gotta psychologically deal with everybody knowing his mama's a hoe. You know what I'm saying? But what happened with him is he didn't despise his mama. He lusted for his own mother.
Oh.
Yeah, bro. And he ended up getting help. They sent him, I think the state took him from her custody, and we stayed in contact with him, but he went and got some help and shit, and like he was fucked up because his mama beat him up. That's how the state took him, because his mama beat him up because she caught this nigga like sniffing her drawers. But like, bitch, you did this to him.
God.
You fucked him up. You did this to him.
Oh.
You turned him into a sexual deviant.
Oh my God. That I can't. That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, because you gotta think, every boy comes into puberty at a certain point in time. So now, when a boy is going through puberty, their mind is all fucked up because they got hormones raging, testosterone's kicking in.
Yep.
They don't understand the changes in their body. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers start jerking off all the time. Everything make you dig hard. And now you got this woman, the only woman that you ever see walking around the house ass naked, sucking dick, fucking and shit like that. What you think will happen to the boy mind?
Oh my God. Let me play this video. This was like one of the first joints I did. I got it off of the gram, of course. And trust me, family, all of this shit is relevant, man. All right, P.E.P, y'all. Look at this.
This is my son Mozzie, and I'm currently trying to get us out the hood state. This is my go-to song. I got an ass so big like the sun. I hope you got a mouth for a dick. I want to slap it in my face, shove it in my.
What a fucking whore. What a piece of shit whore. Unbelievable, man.
See that?
Niggas is having babies by these bitches, bro. Unbelievable. If I was that, well, first of all, I wouldn't have a big by a bitch like that, but if I did, if I fucked up and something happened, do you understand? I would probably be in prison. If I saw that shit, you holding my child, talking this dumb shit, it's like, what can you do besides go over there and put hands on her? And then, it's some bullshit now.
How many women would sit back and say, well, she had to do that because that nigga wasn't doing anything?
Bullshit.
Well, maybe that nigga, first of all, maybe she shouldn't have kept the fucking, oh man. She chose to carry the pregnancy the full term. I'll just say that. And 10 times out of 10, she knew what that nigga was about. But he has the right, when he comes out of whatever hole he's in, to say, yo, what the fuck you doing while holding my baby? What's wrong with you? Stupid.
Let me tell you about perception, right? Let me ask because I'm in the mood to talk real shit tonight, and I don't feel like sugarcoating shit. I'm gonna ask the ladies in the chat: is there ever an excuse for a man to hit a woman? Any excuse? Is there anything she could do to make a man hit her and bust her fucking mouth open?
And before y'all ladies answer that, let me just play this for you. Y'all were here yesterday. Y'all saw this. Look at this. Watch this.
I'm doing that. This bitch pressure. Man, it's fucking bad pressure right here. I swear to God. And the Wi-Fi jumping in this bitch.
No.
I'm finna start coming over here.
Stop. I told you stop doing that.
Now, yeah, I seen that shit. That shit disgusted me. I seen it on Instagram. Now, the reason I asked that question, ladies, because some people swear it's no reason to hit a woman unless your life is in danger. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I hit this woman so hard, knocked her the fuck out, knocked out her 2 front teeth, everything. And that now, before you jump at me and say, "Oh, what a monster," you know better than that. You too big for that. Let me tell you what this bitch did. This is a girl I've been knowing, right? Now she is a hoe, but she got kids. She got 2 daughters, right? This broad asked me one time because she wanted some money from me. I told her, like, look, ain't nobody really fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody really fucking with you, so I can't really make no money off of you. So, you know what I'm saying? Your stock is not as hot as you think it is. The bitch literally tells me, well, what about my, you know what I'm saying? What if I work something out with you where, you know, my daughters and woo-woo. Mind you, her daughters are less than 10 years old.
What?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I said, what? I said, what you say? And she said, well, what if I work something out with you from like my daughters? Like, is there any way I can get like $500? And I punched that bitch so hard, knocked her across the hotel room floor. I got scared once I did it because I thought I killed her. But, you know, it's a time and place to hit anybody. Bitch just try to sell me babies.
Oh my God.
That's what they do, bro. They out here. Anybody talking about it though?
Now again, this is on a what I like to call a street level. Imagine that bitch that had big lawyers and $1 million machine behind her. Did you see that movie Oldboy? The redone one by the Spike Lee redid it. I know why he redid it too. You ever saw that movie?
It's called what?
Oldboy.
I don't think so. No, I don't think I've seen that.
Well, it's a remake. Spike Lee redid it. I saw the original one. It's a Korean film. First of all, you watch Korean films, I swear to God, they be so dark at the end. You have to watch a Disney movie to get your happy back. When I figured out what the fuck was going on in that movie, I literally was in my living room like, whoa, what the wait. I had to pause it for a second and sit there like, hold on. They didn't do this, and they did. And when I heard it being remade in America, and Spike Lee was doing it, I said, why is he doing this fucking film? And then I see why he did it. Because the cast, Samuel L. Jackson was in it. All right, check it out. I'm gonna ruin the film for y'all. The spoiler alert. So Pete, smash the like button, y'all. Share this video. Pete, a man has a basic job. It's boring. I think he was going through a divorce or some shit. Get up, get dressed in his bullshit suit with a suitcase, whatever, ride the train, go to work, come home. One day, I'm skipping through some shit, but one day, somebody clunks him over the head and kidnaps him. He wakes up in the fucking room. And he's like, what the fuck? He's trying to get out through the door. He's like, what the fuck is this? Then some gas comes through the vent, knocks him out. He wakes up, there's food there. And he's like, and there's an intercom, and it's like, yo, just eat the food. He's like, yo, let me out of here. They kept him locked up for years. He couldn't get out the room. He was like going crazy in the room and shit. But every time they put the smoke in there, and he'd wake up, and the food is there. He eat food. There's a bathroom there, a shower. You know, he could shower, shit, shave. You know, he can even commit suicide if he wanted to, but he just didn't. You know, so he was in that room for about maybe 8 years. Seriously. And he says, you know what? I'm just going to get in shape. And he practiced holding his breath because he was trying to figure out how long do they put the gas in the room so that I pass out. So what he did was he was doing a lot of push-ups and he got in shape. So they put the gas in the room and he fell out and held his breath. And when they opened the door to put the food, he got up off the floor and started kicking everybody's ass. So when he got out, he found out he was trapped in this building. The dude that was working the cameras, he got to him. He's like, yo, who the fuck did this to me? I've been missing all this time. My wife don't know where I am. My daughter don't know where I am. Nobody knows where I am. What the fuck? And dude was like, yo, I can't tell you who did this. So the movie's about him trying to find out who put him in a fucking room for 8 years. I don't even remember. It might have been more than that. So he's going around kicking it because he done got diesel. He done did a lot of push-ups, sit-ups and shit. So now the movie is him trying to find out who the fuck kidnapped him. So now, long story short, he comes across this like gazillionaire. This guy had money. And it led up to him. So then along that lines, he finds a love interest or whatever. And, he ended up fucking her, whatever. So then somehow he finds out it's this rich dude, this other Korean dude that had him locked up. So he says, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to this motherfucker office. I'm gonna kill him. So him and the girl break into the building or whatever. And dude's standing there. And the dude, this is like supposed to be the climax, the fight. So dude just standing there staring at him. And he just said, okay, I'm not gonna fight you. He was like, what? And dude was like, you don't remember me? He was like, what? So then they do the flashback. All right, this dude, they went to the same school. And he was trying to fuck on this girl in a classroom. And he looked and he like told the teacher and told the students, and everyone was laughing. And the girl that he was fucking on jumped off the roof of the school and killed herself. And he was like, yo, that ain't had nothing to do with you. That was just a girl. He was like, no. The shame was, that was my cousin. Right? And it was like his first cousin, like damn near his sister. So it was a form of incest. And that's what made her commit suicide.
Right.
And it ruined him, but he went on to been some sort of millionaire. And he says, it's okay. And he was like, so what, you locked me up for 10 years of my life and you did this to me? He was like, no, I got my revenge on you already. And he was like, what are you talking about? And then he looked at the girl. He said, you don't recognize her? He was like, what? Yeah, that was your daughter you fucked on.
Right.
I paused the whole video and I just sat back like, what the fuck am I looking at? Because the whole movie, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It suckers you in. You're like, well, who the fuck locked them up for that? And what the fuck's going on?
Right.
I didn't know until the last scene. No, my bad. The girl wasn't in the room when he said that to him. She was like downstairs somewhere. And he was like, wait a minute. He was like, because when he got kidnapped, she was a little girl. And everything that he went through, it was clues. And he like orchestrated to him to go to the diner and he met her. And he made it so that they had some sort of love interest and he started fucking on her. Turns out he didn't even recognize his own daughter. And he had a nervous breakdown right there. And he was begging him, please don't tell her. Don't tell her. I don't want her to end up like your cousin. He said, look, I'll cut my tongue. He cut his own tongue out right there. And dude said, that's all I wanted. And he walked to the top and jumped off his own building and killed himself. And that nigga needed therapy. And that's how the movie ended. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Now,
what's the name of this movie again?
It's called Oldboy. There's a Korean version, and then there's an American version with Samuel L. Jackson. Spike Lee directed it. When that shit came out in America, I said, why is Spike Lee making this movie?
Right.
But when you watch it, it wasn't a Korean man, it was a white man. And the ending is different in America. All it was when he found out what he was getting put through, he didn't kill himself. He went back to the house where he lived out the rest of his life. He just didn't want to come out anymore.
That's fucked up, man.
The shit was crazy. But watch this though. in the American one, dude, the twist was, dude was sexually abusing his son and daughter. And when he got found out, I think this was the grandfather. When he got found out, he killed his kids and then killed himself. And it was crazy. Towards the end of the movie, he was walking in, and dude said, "Father," and he started taking off his pants and he shot her. Then he went into his daughter's room, said, "Father." Then she started to hike up her skirt, and then he shot her, and then he killed her. Then he killed himself.
That shit wild, motherfucker.
I was like, "Yo, why the fuck is this?" It was crazy. It was crazy. But go ahead.
I was gonna say on a similar note to that, while I got it fresh in my mind, I want to talk again about how important it is for brothers to raise their kids, because and be in your children's lives, even if you're not with the mother. Let's say you fucked up and you end up having a baby by a piece of shit ass bitch. Regardless, you still got a responsibility to that child. Let me tell you something, homie. And as a man, we all grown here. We all can just imagine what I'm about to tell you. I told this story on Patreon years ago. It was this one nigga named Quan. He was never my guy, but I kind of knew him. We was like acquaintances. I get, he was a hustler and shit from around the way. And my cousin used to have this gambling spot back in the day, over off 26th and Chambers. Now, anybody from Milwaukee know that's the hood, that's the spot. So we over there, and we gambling and shit. Everybody, doing their thing. Some people sell weed, some people sell dope, some people rob motherfuckers, but we all meet up at this spot. Some people even work jobs. We all meet up at that spot and gamble. And you pay a little fee at the door, and shit, you can leave out that motherfucker with 20,000, 30,000 if you know what I mean, you win. So we used to do that shit damn near every night at one point, you know what I'm saying? And this cat named Quan, who was from around the way, he'd come through every once in a while, maybe once a month or something, and gamble. But one day he come through, and it's fucked up. It's not funny, but I'm just saying, he come through and he he gambling and shit. And in the other room, my cousin got some bitches in the other room, like 3 or 4 bitches up in there, and they just there for our entertainment. And motherfuckers is rotating girls, and you get tired, you lose your money, then you won't feel so bad. You go in the room and get served up or something, that type of shit, right? And the girls got paid and everything. So Quan got popped for like $4,000 that night. So he go into the room, and before you know it, we hear all this yelling and shit. So, man, I know this nigga ain't in there fighting these girls, man. What the fuck wrong with this nigga? We all go up in there trying to calm him down. His daughter's up in there. 19-year-old daughter is up in the other room, serving niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? Serving niggas, bro. And he knew he knew his daughter, but he didn't raise her, and he wasn't in her life. He one of them niggas on some old, I don't know if that's my baby type shit, until you see her with a dick in her mouth. Now all of a sudden, what the fuck? Man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? You didn't want to claim her before, but now all of a sudden, you see a dick in her mouth, and I ain't never, the look he had on his face, I don't wish that look on no man. No man.
Bro, listen. Know your relatives. Years ago, my grandfather passed, and he wanted to be buried in St. Louis. That's my mama's side, St. Louis, Mississippi. That's where they're from. So he wanted to be buried in St. Louis. So when he died, he went out there. This was in the mid '90s, and go out there, right? And first of all, all the men in the family, we all look alike. That's what I noticed. Fucked up part is, we got I got a younger sister, and everybody out there got a twin or twins. And when I went out there, my cousin, she introduced me to other family members and her friends. And we had went out to a club. And there was one girl I started talking to or whatever. My cousin tapped me on the shoulder. She was like, she said, "That's your cousin." I said, "Oh shit. Oh shit."
I've been there.
Because when I walked in and sat down, I looked up, I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna get her." I went up there, I started talking to her, offered to buy her a drink, and she was everything we was talking, like, yeah, da 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 da. And she said, "Wait, what's your last name?" And I told her, and she said, "Oh, okay. But my mama got my dad's last name." I didn't say the maiden name. And then my cousin, whom I had just met that morning, she said, "That's your cousin." And I looked at her, and when Shorty stepped into the light a little more, I could see my family on her face.
Right.
And I said, "Oh shit. You really gotta know your family." Really, my mother's side, we all in the Midwest and in the South. Forget about it. You gotta know. What's her name? What was it? Chili from TLC. Yeah. She had a side of her family that she ain't met, and I think they met on a. I forgot. Was it the Sally Jesse Raphael show? I forgot. But she was on there saying, "Yo, look at my cousin. I would totally date him if I didn't know he was blood related to me. Some light skinned nigga." You see what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all know a nigga old when he say Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah, it's on my age right now.
Hey, bro, that's the shit back in the day, Sally Jesse.
Hell yeah.
And now that he was shit.
Yeah, man. So, you got to know who your people are, man. And yeah, you got to raise your kids, man. Because as you can see, I don't care what anyone says, there is they're mobilizing on us, man. They're mobilizing on us. And they're trying to get our children. They're trying to make this shit normalized. Let me put up this other picture. Let me get a hold of it.
While you doing that, let me tell you this, man. Speaking on that, it was years ago when I was in my 20s, and like you said, it goes to the point of knowing your family. Why it's important to go to family reunions. You know what I'm saying? Go to them shits. You know what I'm saying? Meet the elders. Meet who they kids are and they grandkids. Meet them motherfuckers, because sometimes motherfuckers be having beef and shit and. You're gonna shot your goddamn cousin over some dumb shit, not even knowing that's your people. But like, it's bro, I used to work with this chick, and I like that motherfucker too. She used to always flirt with me and shit, and you know what I'm saying. And we see each other at work, and there's a little flirtation, energy going, sexual tension going on. And I ain't gonna tell the whole goddamn story. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say this. I go to my family reunion, bro, and I used to always skip my family reunions. I go to my family reunion. My mama made me go. She's like, "Yeah, come on, you need to go. You need to meet your elders before they start passing away and stuff." Because I knew my grandma, and I knew the people who was around my grandmother, right? But I didn't know all my grandmother's siblings. So I go to the family reunion. The elders at the table and shit. Introduce myself. They all say, "Oh, you such and such boy," and all that kind of shit. Then, from a distance, I'm going to get me a hamburger, and I see this chick. Right? I see this chick, the same girl I'm talking about. I'm like, "Girl, what the fuck you doing up here?" And she was like, "What you doing here?" She said, "This is my family reunion." I said, "Your family?" I said, "Hold up." I said, "Hold up. This is my family reunion. Who the fuck? How the fuck is we related?" She said. I said, you know what? Because she said her mama is such and such. I'm like, "I don't know your mama." I said, "Who's your grandma?" And then she said her grandma name, and I heard that name before. I said, "Wait a minute." She said, "Who your grandma?" And I said, "Oh shit, our grandmothers are siblings."
Oh,
our grandparents, my grandma and her grandma are sisters, but their side of the family. We didn't really know each other like that, because her grandmother's grandkids didn't really fuck with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't know. And I was so fucking mad, bro. And my cousin was fucking with me. She was like, y'all acting like y'all know each other. What the fuck, cuz? Y'all acting like y'all know each other. You know, and I'm a young nigga, so I'm making excuses. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you're in your 20s, you don't give, you know, man, fuck that, man. We ain't that close. You know, but, you know, I said, nah, fuck it, man. Me and her made a decision like, yeah, this is a fucked up situation here. But this is why motherfuckers need to know their family. Because, you know, we family. We ain't close, but we still family. You know what I'm saying?
Still family. Yo, Peep, I found the clip. Yo, peep this, yo. Look at this. Look at this.
I fucked the guy and his mom.
His stepmom.
No, his like birth mother. And she sucked his dick like. Yeah, it was great. Once he looked at her and told her, yo, come do what you do best, it was downhill from come do what you do best. She started sucking his dick, and then at one point they looked at me and he was like, come suck this dick. And I was like, why? Block sucked his dick too. We both sucked his dick. Together.
That is...
Yeah, people don't believe shit like that, bro. But it happens. Remember, hey, Drew, I sent you some shit on before.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The mother and the daughter.
Bro, you know, I mentioned that. I don't know if motherfuckers believe me.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I mean, I got a mother and daughter on my team right now. And when I met them, now they all grown. Let's get that clear. They're grown. But like, this one chick who was working for me doing some shit, and then she talking about, yeah, you know, my mama, she want to come in and she want to meet you and this and that. I'm like, what you want to meet me for? You know, oh, she want to just meet you and cause she want to, you know, cause you know I've been doing good, so she want to know who responsible for me doing good, all this shit. I'm like, look, man, I don't want you. I hope you ain't telling your mama me and you dating or some shit. So anyway, I meet the mama. Mama got a big dumbass booty, right? And I'm like, God damn. And the mama is like, you know, she like my age. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
So I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to the mama and shit, and the mama's with the shits. So, you know, I hate to be a hypocrite, but things happen. Things happen, you know? Things happen.
Oh my God. Yo, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Come on. See all of this?
Mama, are you okay? Come on, Mama. Junior, help me.
Thank you, son. Oh, God. All of it.
Come on, girl. What is you doing out here? What is you doing?
First of all, she coughed in her pants. That bitch ripped a crazy fart.
Yeah, I heard it. He said, down. That shit sound like down. Little blaxploitation funk beat or something.
And she have not one but two of her seeds out there. Junior help. She's out there thotting it up and got her sons out there at an ungodly hour. What the fuck? And those two young kings are gonna grow up and they're gonna be sitting there right in class with somebody's daughter and niece. You understand? And they're gonna expect every girl that they date to be dressed like who? Mama. Man, let me share this story that I shared yesterday. Late 90s, I was dealing with this chick. Of course, she lived in the projects, right? So I'm in the crib, you know what I'm saying? You know, she told me to come over, but I hear old boy in the back. I'm like, yo, your son there? You know, he like 18 and shit. I ain't, you know, I ain't trying to get there. He gonna stick around. You ain't gonna fuck with my mama. You know what I'm saying? She's like, nah, he going out. He trying to get some pussy himself. So okay, so I get there. You know, he's a nice young man, whatever. And he leaves, right? So we sitting in the living room, and she's like, yeah, I told him to wear a condom and blah, blah, blah. So then she tells me this story that happened fairly recently prior to me getting there. She says, yeah, you know, this girl keep calling like at 1 a.m, 2 a.m. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I hope you strapping it up. And he's like, yo, mom, you know, come on, be easy. You know, I'm okay. And she says, yeah, so I want to know what kind of condoms he was buying. You know, so I said, yo, let me see what you're working with. And I'm in the living room like, you said what? She said, nah, I told him, let me see what you're working with. Because he had just got out the shower. I said, let me see what you're working with. And I'm like, wait a minute. What? And she said, yeah, you need to get this condom because this one fits. And, you know, and I'm like, oh, shit. She actually made this boy pull out his junk so she can inspect it. It was at that point I got up and I went to Kennedy Fried Chicken downstairs and up the block. I said, I'll be back. So I went there and I got a little snack box. So I'm eating the fucking chicken and I'm just looking up at the building like, do I even want to go back upstairs? The answer was no. So I went to my car. I had a beat up Toyota Celica back then. Got in it and drove home. By the time I got home, like 4 missed calls because I ain't had no cell phone back then. It was the 90s. So I called her when I got home. She's like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, I thought somebody fucked you up and kidnapped you. What are you doing home? What happened? I said, nah, I almost shit on myself. I ain't want to come upstairs and have diarrhea and shit. So I just like hopped in the car and came home. I'm sorry, but you know, I postponed. It's all right. I'm making a, you know, rain check, baby. I'm sick, you know. I just went home. Yo, I ghosted her. That shit made me so uncomfortable. You made your son show you his penis? What is wrong with you?
Right.
Ghosted her dumb ass. What the fuck else is going on in there? Fuck. And you listen to these grown women talk. I heard a lot of women talk about their sons, and it's like creepy. It is creepy, and you gotta like really be listening. And every time I heard something creepy, I always said to myself, what if that was me talking about my daughter? How motherfuckers would say that video I showed. What if that was a dude walking all buff, and then he falls on the floor and his 2 daughters come out? It's like, why are you filming you want to show your guns and your pecs with your daughters out there? Why you? What if that video I just showed with the girl laying on the couch and the little boy rubbing her ass? What if that was men and dude's daughter was rubbing some dude's junk and he's laughing about it? These dudes would be under the prison.
Bro, men and women, there is a double standard. Some shit men can get away with. The only thing we can get away with that women can't is we can fuck a lot of bitches without being called whores. Yep. Everything else, women be jealous of that shit. I don't know why. But the crazy part is women can say and do some of the craziest shit and get away with it. Bro, I was in the hospital. No, I'm sorry, not the hospital. I was in, I don't even know how to tell this story. I'll say it this way. I was in a family member's house after she had a baby. Not my immediate family. We talking about distant family. She had a baby. She had a son. This is when her son was born. Her son is currently like 17 now. But when he was a week old, okay? A week old. I remember I was in her house. I brought a gift over there. And other people, family members was there, a lot of women. Right? So they having like a late baby shower for her. And they got gifts and all that kind of shit, right? I literally heard women, fucking grown women, changing this boy diaper, talking about, oh, man gonna have a big old dick. Oh, and they cracking up laughing. They like, one thing, I'm gonna tell you right now, girl, man gonna please the ladies. I'm gonna tell you, man he gonna do this, and man gonna do, he gonna have a big old dick. Imagine dudes holding around talking about a female's vagina. Imagine what the fuck would happen to those niggas. Unbelievable. But women get away with shit like that, and people just be like, they laughing off as a joke. Fuck that. No, I'm like, yo, and you know what they did to that boy? When that boy, he's 17 now, but when he was 13, he was fucking with a grown ass woman. I found out about it when I went over there to drop some money off to one of my relatives, and I was like, I asked about him. I said, where you at? He's like, oh, he by his girlfriend's house. So I'm just automatically assuming it's some puppy love stuff, you know, whatever. He with a grown ass fucking woman, and everybody knows it's a grown 30-some-year-old woman fucking this boy. But because he's well endowed, it's okay. Somehow that makes him more mature or some shit. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable, bro. I gave up on humanity at that point.
I know a shorty right now. She got a lot of sons. I'll just say that. And her last born, she said, yeah, so-and-so, yeah, he gonna get bitches. I said, what'd you say? He gonna get bitches. His thing is very long. First fucking all, what the fuck made you think that me, a man, I need to hear that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Your boy can't even turn his head yet. You just brought him home. Why are you talking about his dick size to me? What the? I ain't asked all that. I asked, how's the baby? I ain't asked nothing about his cock. What is wrong with yo? This is crazy.
Drew,
so when women get on here,
you can't even say this about one of your female cousins. Let's say somebody, your niece. It could be your niece or a little girl. Oh, look at her. She's so pretty today. Look at you. You look so pretty. Somebody in the house is gonna be like, I don't trust that nigga. Why he talking about she pretty? Why he doing this and that? But women can say they can sexualize a boy. Mm-hmm. Even the girl. Women can sexualize a girl and be like, oh, she gonna have a dunk. She gonna have a dunk like her mama.
Heard that too.
She gonna have a big old booty like her mama. Look at that booty. All that kind of shit. A man can't say nothing like that without getting lynched.
I don't say shit. I know I let Shorty know. I said, don't ever say no stupid shit like that to me ever again. What is wrong with you? What am I supposed to do? All right, yeah, I agree. Yeah, word. Let me see. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
The fuck? But again, all of these things we're telling you, what makes you think that this isn't happening on a millionaire level? Where niggas could do shit and get away with it. Look at this picture. See that?
Wow. And that's that's not even a woman.
Look at the front row though.
I see it's the kids right there listening, watching this. And everybody that's around look like fucking weird creeps. Look at dude with the blue shirt and the glasses. Tell me that's not a Jeffrey Dahmer type nigga.
That dude got bodies in the basement.
Look at the girl with the Elvira outfit on.
Look at that shit. Those are preteens standing up with the phones, and those are children on the floor in the front. They are training these kids, okay? And these drag queens, they're not acting like how women act. They are over-sexualizing women. They're over-sexualizing. This is a man in drag on the floor with his legs spread. There's nothing educational about this. There's nothing even... Yo, 78, I played a video on one of my shows, and I almost burst into tears, man, because it upset me. Let me tell you what this fucking picture. Let me tell you what this shit was. And if y'all remember if y'all were here. It was a video of a drag queen show, right? 2 drag queens. And on that little bullshit stage, like that bullshit stage you just saw, there was a little black girl dancing. And these motherfuckers, they're going up to the stage. And these are good and grown old white folk. And they go and they throw a dollar, throw money on it. And they were making it rain on her. And this was a little fucking girl. And Hen Dog, you remember that? And I'm watching this shit like, wait a minute. They're grooming this young black girl. They're normalizing men cross-dressing. And there was older white people throwing money at her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, either she's adopted or some black motherfucking bitch said that was okay, because I can't imagine the worst of men that would allow their daughter to be around that shit, to have white people throwing money on her on the stage with drag queens.
Unbelievable.
And you can't tell me these look like motherfuckers that were doctors, lawyers, and everything else, people you walk by and you get services from every day. Now these motherfuckers that own Balenciaga, that was a statement they made, and you're right. I remember that scene in Boomerang. He was so fucked up chasing Shorty that he didn't monitor. He gave dude, matter of fact, wasn't that the bald-headed black dude? He used to do the 7-Up commercials back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave him creative control over that shit, and he made the absolute most vile commercial ever. And they sat in there and said, "Yo, we can't put this out. You're almost fired, motherfucker."
Right.
You understand? So someone made a decision to put that goddamn photograph shoot out with the baby on the bed, with the bear and dominatrix shit with court papers on kitty porn on it. They made a decision to do that shit. And somebody said it was okay. It was a unanimous vote. They said it was okay, put it out. Maybe they won't. These are hidden messages that they put out. Now I want you to think about that and things like, what is these creeps called Mambler somewhere around here? You know, and this is why voting is important. And I'm not only talking about voting for the presidency. Find out what's going on in your town, in your borough, in your district, because this is how they slip these little laws in. You're going to turn around and you're going to find out that some 30-year-old man was trying to court your 15, 14-year-old daughter, and before you kick his ass, you're going to go to police first and say, look, this guy was dead ass texting my daughter. Somehow he got a hold of her phone number, and the police are going to say, yo, the consent age is 14 now. When the fuck did that happen? Well, when you didn't vote for Senator so-and-so, this other motherfucker got in, and he's an advocate for freedom of choice at 14, and he got it in with the stroke of a pen. He changed it. So you ain't got to kidnap bitches across state lines so the creeps could stay right there and do whatever it is they want to fucking do. That's why you got to know what these people are up to. All right? There's laws in place for things like that. You got to know everything. When you're not paying attention, all right, when you're focused on this shit here, these Democrats, Republicans, they do all kinds of weird shit behind your back. You gotta have your head gotta be on a swivel. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know we don't give a shit about a lot of the shit, but you gotta pay attention to what's going on in your counties, because these motherfuckers are trying to do this shit 100% of the time, and it's fucking vile. This bitch up there twerking on her head. All right, I played that video. She got in a thong and she's LGBTQ and she's twerking on her head and said, vote for her. And then I'm like, shit, she's black. And this is what little black girls have to look up to. This bitch twerking on the head for votes. And then I found out that one of the things she wants to get passed was the sexual education, teaching your kids how to masturbate in first grade.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
So these fucking creeps are mobilizing, and it's not a black or white thing at this point. I'm telling y'all, because that was a black woman doing that. And she thought her LGBTQ people would support her in getting that seat, and it didn't work out. Thank God it didn't, because sanity prevailed. There were some gay people that saying, yo, look, they live that life, but that shit is over the top. I heard them say that. They was like, yo, that's over the top. Some of these motherfuckers are out of their mind. And the purpose of this show is making a statement. We got to protect our kids. Because now you got $1 million company that's been around since what, the early 1900s? So they have a reputation. They got over 19 million followers on the gram. And they got backing. And they're mocking what our system shut down. You cannot, absolutely cannot be a pedophile. It's unnatural and it's stupid and it's unfucking safe. No matter how you paint it. Every time I saw this homosexual dude try to give a pedophile a new term, a new name. I saw it on Instagram. I said, what is he doing?
Yeah, I put it on my Instagram.
I remember you put that up there. I said, what the fuck is this? Him? Because he's the creep that hangs out at the park in front like he's on his phone.
Right.
What he's doing, he's videoing your fucking kids and going home and shaking dice. That's what he's doing. He's a creep. It's unnatural. It's unnatural. You can't do that, man. And I don't care what the fuck the law says. I don't care what the law. Drew. Push up on mine, I'm gonna break your jaw and other shit.
See, I'm gonna tell you something, Drew. The whole thing is a play. These Democrats and Republicans, they got a play going on. And I'm gonna tell you something. If they can convince the world that a child can make a decision on what sex they want to be. If they can convince the world that a child, a 10-year-old boy can say, hey, look, I don't want my penis no more because I think I was should have been a girl. If they give a 10-year-old child that power, then what's to stop a 10-year-old child? What's to stop Balenciaga type people from making the argument? Well, if a child can determine if they want to get their genitals and sex changed, why aren't they mature enough to decide if they want me to kiss them or touch them? See, that's the argument they're gonna make. I see it coming a mile away. It's all a play. They're gonna legalize in some form pedophilia. In some form, they're gonna legalize it. It might not be full-fledged, but they finna do some shit that's about to be some straight bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They're already working on bestiality. They already work, because think about this. How can you logically argue that a child cannot determine who they want to, if they want to have sex or not, but you can argue that a child has the mental capacity to determine what sex they want to be. So you telling me a 10-year-old, 8-year-old is already thinking about their sex and oh, I don't want to be a girl. I want to be a boy. I don't want to be a boy. I want to be a girl. And they're legalizing this, right? They're punishing parents, calling parents homophobic and all kind of shit, transphobic, if they don't give their kids permission to have sex changes. Yet, what's going to stop the pedophiles from coming in and say, hey, well, you know, I've been talking to this little boy. He likes me. I like him. You know, he made a decision. He said it was okay for me to touch him. Well, how can you logically argue against what he's saying if you agree with the first thing? It's all fuck shit. It's all a scam. They're going to legalize pedophilia in some way, shape, form, or fashion. They're going to legalize that shit to make it okay. And we're going to be at war. I'm telling you. It's going to be a civil war at this motherfucker over that kind of shit because it's coming.
I'm going to tell you this. They're setting themselves up for failure, but you're right. There's a play in hand. And I could tell you that there's a play at hand. There's a little boy that his school record, he might not realize it right now, but his parents are fighting it. And it's a white kid too. He has a sexual harassment case on him. The kid is not even 10 years old yet. It's been on the news. You know what they're getting him for? Hugging and holding hands with another little white girl.
Wow.
And the parents are like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? What are y'all doing? Well, he would come home and say, oh yeah, that's my girlfriend. Nothing crazy. Just holds her hand and hugs her. And some funky ass teacher said, you can't do that. And they wanted to suspend him and charge him with sexual harassment. I was like, wait a minute. They're little kids. The little girl walks up, that's my boyfriend. Hey, that's my girlfriend. They hold hands in the playground. That's all it was. I had a little girlfriend in
too natural for him.
Yeah, that's my point. That's the natural order of things. but they can't stand that. You got to shut that down. And then the flip side is, I saw the black grandfather going to school and went to the funky ass white teacher, said, who the fuck told you to put my grandson in a goddamn dress? Why do you walk up to him and ask him, do you feel like you want to be in a dress? In a manner where you're shaking your head like this, trying to insinuate, yo, it's okay. Here, you want to be in a dress? Yes. Here, put this dress on. That kid don't want to be in a dress. He's just being agreeable because you're an adult.
Yeah.
That kid can't tell. These kids don't know what the fuck their sexuality is. I will say, you do know at a young age, though. I went to school with a dude named Raymond, and I've been to school with him since like 3rd grade. And while we was playing dodgeball and basketball and wrestling and shit, he was doing double dutch. And by the time we got to junior high school, we knew what time it was. By the time we got to high school, we knew what time it was. He went to college, and when he came back to around the way, he said, what's up to everybody? He had some dude with him with green contacts. We knew what time it was. We was like, man, he been like that since 3rd fucking grade. But nobody amplified it. When he got old enough to make a decision, he makes a decision, man. But you don't fucking go to a kid and try and mold it. Let him come out on his own. That's why I don't respect that Dwayne Wade shit, man. That was some bullshit, man.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade a sellout, man.
That dude's a fucking, man, I will never, man. I don't fuck with that guy at all, man.
But once again, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Because I could be wrong. But I personally believe Gabrielle Union turned him out on some weirdo shit. I believe that. But anyway.
I believe that too.
But yeah, you know, my youngest daughter's school tried to get her last February to play Martin Luther King in some play. And and my daughter came home and she was all excited and she telling me she gonna be in a play, you know, a Black History Month play. This is early this year in February. So I said, oh, okay, you know, what's your part? She says, I can either be this person, I can be Rosa Parks, or I can be Martin Luther King. I said, well, you're going to be Rosa Parks. Because you're a woman, you're a young lady, Rosa Parks is a woman. She said, yeah, that's why I told my teacher I want to be Rosa Parks. But my teacher said, I shouldn't feel like I can't be Martin Luther King. I said, well, hold up. I'm going to go talk to your teacher. That's what I'm going to do. So the next day, I went up there, took my daughter to school. Me, my oldest daughter, and my youngest daughter went up in there. And I said, hi, how you doing, ma'am? I said, you know, so I understand you got a Black History Month play coming up. She said, yeah, your daughter, she's so articulate, you know, we're giving her options, you know. She already knew I was up there for. She tried to beat me to the punch. We're giving her options because she's so articulate and we want her to be able to, she's the most articulate in the class. I said, well, she's going to play a role of a woman because she's not going to play a man. I see several young Black boys in this class that can play Martin Luther King. She's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. I just thought, like, I don't want her to be limited. Well, she is limited because she don't have a penis. The fuck are you talking about, bitch? The fuck you mean? Martin Luther King was a fucking man. Let these little boys become Martin Luther King. The fuck you talking about? You got me fucked up. I told the Black principal about the shit. He didn't know nothing about it. He like,
oh, he didn't know.
He didn't know nothing about it. He was like, what? I said, yeah, they wanted my daughter to play Martin Luther King. He said, that's ridiculous. No, I'm gonna go talk to her because the teacher is a white lady.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So the principal, he said, oh, I didn't know nothing about this. I'm sorry about the, I said, yeah, my daughter gonna be Rosa Parks. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on up here, but y'all gotta fix this. This ain't finna happen. My daughter, I'm not coming to nothing, but my daughter's finna be Martin Luther King. Let one of these brothers be Martin Luther King.
Man, what do you think? What could we do on our level other than voting and monitoring who these freaks are in Congress? What else could we do to fight back? Because it's more than just judo in this shit, using their weight against them. Because we're already doing that by speaking on it. That's why I do shows like this. what could we do to actually push back and present the evidence to make people second think this shit? Because another thing I wanted to point out is all this perversion. This is the part where I say, as far as this aspect is concerned, I'm glad we as Black people don't own a majority of the entertainment industry, because you can't blame us for creep show shit like this.
Right.
You understand? It's a lot of that shit is those other people, those golden people, that allow this shit to fall through the cracks. Because if it was minorities in abundance with this perverted shit, we wouldn't see the time of day. But look at what they're doing, man. It's normal for Dwayne Wade to make that decision for his son. I don't give a fuck what he says. All right, Magic Johnson's son. That shit has always been creepy for me, and it makes me wonder what the fuck was going on in his house that his son turned out like that. It always makes me wonder. Really think about how fucked up the mentality is. Scottie Pippen's ex-wife started dating Michael Jordan's son. And then I recently heard that she got dumped because he dumped her and he started fucking with some other bitch. Right, and she's still confused. All right. The latest shit I heard was, did y'all hear this shit? Because I just heard this shit today. What's that nigga name that was fucking on Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett?
August Alsina.
Yeah, I heard this nigga gay now.
That's what I heard too. I haven't seen the video, but I don't want to watch the video. But people told me he like hugged up, booed up with some nigga.
Yeah, some nigga on some show. I saw the clip and I thought it was like, Augusta Alsina, that dude. So he put out a tell-all book. Yeah, I was fuck. First of all, God code. If you fucking Jada, what he was supposed to be doing was keeping that shit quiet and just spending some of that Will Smith money on the low. That's what he was supposed to be doing.
He's a weirdo, though. Weirdos can't keep shit quiet. He a simp ass nigga.
He behaved like a girl. Just like, you remember when Paula Abdul started sleeping with the dude that was competing in that show?
Yeah, I remember that shit. I said the same thing.
Bro.
Like, what kind of nigga go and tell on the bitch?
Yeah. He was supposed...
Paula Abdul, and you go tell it? Oh, hey, y'all, I'm fucking Paula Abdul. Shut the fuck up, you weird ass dude.
He was supposed to keep that on. Yo, listen, I'm not team light skin at all. I like my women dark. I'm not team light skin. But yo, Paula Abdul, I done shook dice to her several times growing up.
Right.
All right. He was supposed to keep. I got hot. Like, yo, what are you doing, homie? What is he doing? He was supposed to be quiet, be up in her house, eating her food, rubbing her feet, and then if the show ain't work out, try and get her to use her music connection so he could put out a single. She could have helped him, but this nigga want to write a book. That's a bitch move. He turned into Superhead.
Right.
Want to fucking tell them niggas that she been blasting. And none of them niggas still got residuals in a career. Where the fuck is Superhead now? She's an old washed up smut. It never works out. So now you got this nigga fucking on Jada Pinkett. All right. He does a whole go tell all. And then she's telling her husband. Right? He puts out an album, it didn't do much. And now he on some show talking about he's in love with a man. Right? And I'm like, oh shit. Now here's my thing. Here's what I think. I think he's pimping that culture because this is the latest thing now. So now he's going to try and get back by them so he could, sell some tickets or whatever. I'm in fucking bizarro world. Listen, I got Melly Mel in my phone. I can call him at any time. I'm going to do a hip hop show. I'm going to get some, y'all going to be surprised at the guests I have up here. I'll just say that. But from my era, which is in the late 70s, all through the 80s, all through the 90s, through some of the 2000s, around 2005, this shit lost me. And now we got fat gay niggas running around talk about no vote, no fucking. This is where we at now. I cannot believe this. Some fat nigga with long nails and some washed up bitch, because Trina been washed. She's like 40 now. She's like a grandmother. Okay, so let me get this straight. I swipe and I meet her on Tinder and she says, if you don't vote, you can't fuck. Bitch, bye, I'm good. I'd rather go shake dice. Bitch, what are you talking about?
But the funny part is, if you ask Trina, what are we voting for, that bitch would be stuck.
Exactly.
She can't tell you shit. These people get paid because black people, white folks want black people's leaders to be entertainers. Anybody else that's an intellectual, they try to discredit them and call them anti this or that. So you'll shut the fuck up. But if you're an entertainer, if you make music, if you play basketball, sports, or some shit, oh yeah, you could be a black leader all day long. That's what they want us to look up to, because those people are controlled by their contracts and they worship money. So, you know, that's what the media does. You know, they give us our leaders. You know, Martin Luther King, we're going to assassinate him. Malcolm X, contrary to popular belief, they killed him too. They just made y'all think it was niggas. Okay? Yep. Fred Hampton and everybody, they killed them. All the way back to Shaka Zulu. They killed him and blamed it on his brothers. And got the whole world believing it. All right? These people are wicked savages. This is what they do. So now, they kill all your leaders. They come talking some sense, and then they give you entertainers. You know, we talk about Kyrie Irving and all this stuff. All right, yeah, we support the brother Kyrie right to speak his mind and not be buck broken. But Kyrie Irving ain't no goddamn black community leader.
No.
Neither was Colin Kaepernick.
Nope.
But they want it to be that way because those niggas can be controlled by contracts. You understand? That's what they do.
In what universe, I'd have never thought I'd see a rapper talking to the president. I mean, I'm going back to Carter, to Reagan. A lot of rappers back in my era, they could have sat with any president. Carter, Reagan, Bush 1, Bush 2, Clinton. I think at least Bill Clinton could have met with, KRS-One could have met with him. But we got fucking Cardi B meeting with Joe Biden. This is where we at, y'all. That's our culture. No vote, no fucking, and Cardi B meeting the fucking president. This is where we at, y'all.
Bro, Cardi, it's bro. I don't want to disrespect Cardi B because I do actually like Cardi B. And the reason I like her is because I respect her hustle. I respect her coming from the bottom, coming from a fucked up place to get to where she is now. But she's being used by the powers that be as she's some leader or some shit. No, you're not. Cardi, you don't need to speak on politics and all that shit. You can speak about that amongst your friends, but you're not educated enough. Let the intellectuals handle that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be out here talking about, well, I think this about abortion rights, and I think this. No, Cardi, they're using you. Don't talk about that kind of shit. Even if you feel strong, you got an opinion, let the intellectuals handle that, because if you start talking, they're gonna use you as the voice of the people. And then you get tripped up and you don't know what the fuck you talking about. And then we all look ignorant somehow because Cardi B has magically become our leader because white folks say she is. Fuck that. No. Trina is a dick sucking ass bitch. Cardi B, I like her, but she's an ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? Bro, we used to go to the strip club 10 years ago and see Cardi B.
Yeah.
Put your finger all up in the booty for $5. Then out of nowhere, she ended up on Love and Hip Hop.
Yep.
And then she blow the fuck up as a rapper. But my thumb still smell like Cardi B booty. I'm just saying. Like, bro, she can't be no fucking leader. No, that's ridiculous.
But this is who represents us now. We the black community We are oversexed, and this is how they communicate. This is how we communicate with one another. We don't speak proper English. We speak Ebonics, which they tried to make a legal language. And in order to get us to do something, you have to dangle a carrot in front of our face. And how do you? Who leads the community? No, more than likely, it's the black man. And how do you appeal to the black man, to the Democrats' eyes? Money and pussy. And that's why the black women, when that bitch down in Georgia lost her race, she blamed black men. She blamed us. Because what? They said we're running around behind Tariq Nasheed and brother Kevin Samuels. And we lost focus on what's real and what's not. And those things made us hate women, black women, to the point where we accepted white supremacy. That's basically what they were saying. Ain't that right, Kev?
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Hey, it's our fault. But when things are well, they don't want to give us credit. When we had it together in the 90s, man, you know, when we were responsible with the music that was on the radio, KRS-One, Public Enemy, X-Clan, we had knowledge of self, and we was trying to find out who we are. It wasn't about kill Whitey. It was about knowing who you are. And y'all know hip hop has a meaning. That word hip hop has a meaning. I'll explain it again for those that don't know. Hip is short for being hip to a game plan. Y'all heard, if y'all my age, you've heard it. I'm hip to that game plan. I'm hip on that. That means knowledge. That means you know. Hop means movement. That means I know what's going on, but I'm gonna move in another direction. Yeah, they putting crack in my neighborhood. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm in Chicago. They put guns in crates in these neighborhoods. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm not gonna put it in my house. I'm hip to that game plan, and I'm gonna move in another direction. And how do we communicate that? Through writing it down in poetry. Hip hop is more than just music; it's a culture. And we were not dumb. The Message by Grandmaster Melly Mel. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Listen to the words of that song.
Everywhere.
Yup. He couldn't even watch the Sugar Ray fight. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. Listen to the words of that song. They were talking about how fucked up the community was. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes you wonder how I keep from going under. He was talking about his mind. It was rough, especially in New York back then. It was rough. Half of the Bronx used to be burnt down, the South Bronx. I mean, this is the shit we had to live through. And through all of that, we tried not to break the law. Okay, work a job and support the family. And our only exit strategy was writing and graffiti and break dancing. And the only reason why mainstream got involved is because they saw dollar signs in it. And we weren't educated going into that. We ain't know shit about publishing, nothing. Melly Mel should be a gazillionaire by now.
Drew, when you do your hip hop show, please invite me, brother.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm gonna mostly listen to the elders teach, but it's something I want to talk about because a lot of our people, I'll say this much on the show now, a lot of our people got so offended when Fat Joe said hip hop was started by Black and Latinos. People got offended by that, but understand, he's not lying, bro. He's not. This is true, and the reason I know this, bro. Listen, y'all are mixing up rap with hip hop. Drew Titan just told you what hip hop is perfectly. Can't say it no better. Okay, the knowledge of the movement. When you go to New York and the 5 percenters and the brothers say do the knowledge. Yo, what's today's mathematics and all that shit? That's an element of hip hop. Listen, man, hip hop is a culture. So you talking about graffiti, breakdancing, right? And then rap is an element of that. Rap is just an expression. Blacks and Puerto Ricans in New York, right, grew up together. Okay, So yes, that's true, bro. I don't understand why people are mad about that. Like that's a fact. When I lived in New York, Puerto Ricans and black people was like the same motherfuckers.
Yup.
When I was in New York, everywhere else I live is different, but in New York, Puerto Ricans and black people is the same motherfuckers.
Yup.
I don't know why that's so offensive to motherfuckers. Niggas trying to rewrite history. No, that's not true. Yes, it is. Who the fuck you think it was doing all the goddamn graffiti? Black folks weren't doing no goddamn tagging and shit like that until later.
Listen, Melly Mel, man, that brother, the shit that he told me, yo, listen, blacks and Puerto Ricans in the Bronx, Fat Joe lived on Trinity, right across the street from my boy. Half of these rappers out the Bronx, I've been seeing them before they blew up. And you'll hear their shit on Kiss FM on BLS back in the day. You're like, oh shit, ain't that the nigga we used to see walking? Yeah. Willie Lowe, salute.
What's that?
Yo, you be like, yo, damn, that's homie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see this panel. Y'all gonna be like, oh shit, yeah. Y'all gonna see this panel, man. It's gonna be a serious panel. Do not miss it. I don't know when I'm gonna do it yet, but do not miss it. And we're gonna give you a thorough education on hip hop. And the reason why this is all related to what we're talking about now is because the problems that we have in the community, two things. We've always had the problem, and we've always been talking about it. But if you listen to shit that they used to say, they sort of like had a crystal ball, because they said if we don't check ourselves now, 30 years from now, we're gonna be looking at this type of shit. In 30 years ago seemed like a long way. It seemed like a long time ago. But there's things that I remember Nas saying, and before Nas, I'm like, oh shit, he was right. When he was talking about, yo, we're gonna have rappers walking around here with stilettos on. We was like, oh yeah, that's just a hot line. It was not just a hot line, because he was on the inside, and Nas could tell you the shit that they were trying to push in the 90s, but it wasn't ready.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't push a Saucy Santana back in the 90s. You couldn't push that guy.
Right.
Because they throw him on stage, and I swear to God, they would jump him and beat his ass. Not because they were fag bashing, but because we would honestly get offended. Yo, that's not us. That's not hip hop right there. Why are you trying to force feed us that? Get out of here with that.
Facts.
Go ahead, you were saying something?
No, I was saying, if P.E.P got their ass whooped, you know goddamn well a Saucy Montana would get his ass whooped.
Oh, he got
I fuck with P.E.P heavy, but you know.
This is from when I had Melly Mel on the show. God damn, it was 2020. This is when I had him on the show. This is
that.
Say yeah!
Come on! I said come on! I said come on!
It's that 58-year-old seasoned muscle.
There it is. There it is.
Yes, sir.
For those that don't know, Drew Titan, Bronx on deck, Grandmaster Melly Mel. We coming, baby.
Move! That's my guy right there.
That's super dope, bro. That's dope as fuck. That's my first time seeing that, bro.
Oh, not us. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, I put that in there. Yeah, man.
That's dope as fuck, bro.
Yeah, man.
With Melly Mel, working out with Melly Mel.
That's my guy, man. He should be up in there right now. You know, he be chilling. There's a calisthenic park down by what's cold now. He can't go out there, but down by Yankee Stadium.
Melly gotta be like 60 now, huh?
He's 60. He's 60, man. He eat right. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he eat under 2,000 calories a day. And I said, how much you eat? He said, I only eat when I'm hungry. He drink water all day. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay fit, man. And you know,
black genetics, man.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I'm my favorite shit from Melly Mel was his performance on Beat Street at the end at the concert on Beat Street. Man, that if you listen to that rap, it is so relevant still to this day.
Yes.
That verse was crazy, man.
Yup.
That's like the coldest shit, man. If you don't understand that shit, man, he predicted so much shit in that verse.
Trust me, I'm gonna do
he
the
said,
shit.
Don't be a slave to no computer.
No computer.
And what we doing now? What we doing now?
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? You can't even go on a date with a girl without her all on her goddamn phone on Instagram or some shit.
Yeah, true story. You know who? Shit. I'm in a brain fart right now. Jesse West. He's the dude that was on the track with Supercat and Biggie and Puff.
Oh, okay.
That's my man. I'm gonna have him on the show with Melly Mel, and I'm gonna have a couple other people on here too. But we're gonna break down why hip hop in the black culture is so important. Because if we stuck to the core principles of what hip hop was supposed to be, all of this shit would be bouncing off of us like rubber bullets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we should have our own real politicians fighting for us that come from that era. You understand? That say, you know what, we're not knocking you because you're gay or whatever it is. We're just saying that this cross-dressing shit, this shit right here, this right here is unacceptable, dude. You can't tell me that this is acceptable. It's not. If you get down like that, see that right there? That's for adults to be around. Why the fuck do you have your kids there?
Right. If that's how you choose to live your life, that's you an adult, that's fine. But why are you indoctrinating children into some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? It's unfucking believable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can literally lose your children if you smoking weed around your kids and they catch you, you lose your kids. If you fucking doing all kind of bullshit, they just, your kids, ain't enough food in the house, the hot water got cut off, but somehow it's okay to bring your kids to a festivity where men is dressed up like women, twerking and playing with themselves and shit. It's unbelievable.
That is fucking disgusting. That's disgusting. There's no way. Yo, I went to Six Flags over the summer. I brought my child and one of her friends, and it just so happens that week was Pride Week, and I didn't know until I got to the park, and I stood there. My wife looked at me and she said, "Yo," and she knows how I am, and I'm just standing. And I just noticed. I said, "Okay, there's a group of people with flags." And then I saw another group of people with flags, and I said, "Whoa, wait a minute!" And I stood there at the entrance, and my wife looked at me and she grabbed my hand. She said, "Yo, look, I know how you are, and I'm not even gonna be mad if you turn around and say, yo, party's over."
Right.
And the kids were unfazed. You know what I'm saying? But I said, you know what? Let's just go in. And it wasn't as bad because we went during the week. It wasn't a weekend. That's number one. Number two, the major party was like 3 days prior. So I said, all right. But I told my shorty, I said, I'm not buying because all the toys and animals, they all were the color of the flag. And I said, I'm not buying you shit. I'm not buying you shit. And she understood. She was like, oh, okay. I understand. I said, yeah, because you know how daddy is. All right. I don't have no problem with that lifestyle. Everybody got somebody in their family running around to get down like that.
Right.
And I love them regardless. But what I'm saying is, I got a problem where the only option for clothing, it has that flag on it. I got a problem where I can't watch a goddamn Marvel movie where that shit is thrown in my fucking face every 5 seconds.
Facts, bro.
That is fucking ridiculous. I went to go see fucking Multiverse of Madness, and I'm a big old nerd. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to enjoy the movie.
Multiverse of Madness. What's that? Another Doctor Strange movie?
That was that Doctor Strange, the last Doctor Strange.
Okay,
film.
yeah.
And I'm trying to enjoy the film. And America Chavez, who's supposed to be Mexican, and she's running through fucking different universes, which made me scratch my head. Okay, she's Mexican, and she's trying to get over the border of this. Okay, whatever. Maybe I'm thinking too much. I said, okay. All right. So then she says, okay, this is my hometown. This is my home universe. And Strange said, well, who are those women? She says, those are my two moms. I said, God damn it. And I almost left the theater. Why? Why would you? Why? Why do I have to know that? My two moms. And my shorty was sitting there. But you know what, though? The kids already know about that shit. So I'm like, okay, you know, I had to take the gloves off early. But why I should, you know, that shit was mad uncomfortable for me. Those are my two moms. We didn't need to know that shit. God damn it. The fuck? And then at first I was like, maybe in her universe, the same sex could procreate. That can't be it, because you know what? They zoomed in on her jacket. She had a denim jacket. The flag was on her fucking jacket, my nigga. I'm like, why they, and see, that's that sneaky shit. That's that sneaky shit. I caught it immediately. I said, look at that flag. I hit my wife. I said, I hit her. I didn't hit her. I nudged her with my elbow. I said, look at the flag. You see the flag? You see the flag? They showed it several times. The flag was on her coat. America Chavez is a teenager in that goddamn movie. The flag was on her coat. Right. That's her two moms. I'm like, what are you doing?
That's crazy, bro. You know what? That's my favorite Marvel movie, and I never noticed that shit, bro. Never noticed that shit.
I picked it right up. That shit is on her jacket. I said, why are they doing this shit? And then Thor Love and Thunder, me and Stormy ripped that shit apart. It was oversexed. It was too clowny. And this motherfucker, the rock motherfucker, Korg, you know how they reproduce?
Right.
Two men got to hold hands in a pit of lava to reproduce. What the fuck? Who? Dogs, I promise you that's not in the comic book. It's not. Trust me, that character is in the comic, but that holding hands and reproducing with another male in a pit of lava, that's not in the comic book, man. They talk about orgies. Zeus talking about orgies. Get the fuck out of here, man. I shouldn't have to deal with that shit. Leave that shit out. Leave that out of it. But you know what? But you know what was key in that Thor movie? All of that was functioning. The gay shit, the orgies, the threatening of Thor not coming to orgies by Zeus and all that shit. The only dysfunctional relationship in that film was the heterosexual relationship between Thor and his fucking girlfriend. Now go figure that shit.
Right.
Fuck out of here, man. The rappers had a crystal ball, man. We foreseen all of this bullshit. And we got to keep it together. And to bring the shit full circle, this shit with Balenciaga, it's not a mistake. This shit is not a mistake at all.
Hell no. You don't make a mistake like that. You don't like, look, man. If a motherfucker key your car, they keys your car. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain shit that's not a mistake. It's too much shit that was placed strategically in that commercial or that ad that was done on purpose. They just thought they was going to slide it through and nobody was going to notice it. So people noticed it. What's going to be the backlash? Are all these celebrities going to stop wearing Balenciaga? What's going to happen?
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
I want to see ESPN talking about this shit. I want to see fucking the other news. Shout out to Fox News for talking about it. But I want to see everybody else talking about this shit because I had to listen to motherfuckers talk about Kyrie Irving like he was goddamn, that guy from Germany in World War II or some shit. Can't say his name because, you never know what they'll do with that.
Hold on. Well, who the fuck is this?
Where?
What happened? I'm trying to read what this brother says. I don't see it. I don't see him in the StreamYard though. That's crazy. Infantry skills. He said something.
Infantry skills? Let me go up and see if I can see him.
That's weird. I'm gonna tell you why that's weird. I don't see him on the StreamYard, but I see him on I don't see him on the StreamYard. I see him on. He's on YouTube, but I don't see him on the StreamYard.
Let me go to YouTube once. Let's see.
He says, "You don't strike me as a black guy that watches Marvel or anime crap. Typically, I only hear black nerds talk about that crap, and they wonder why chicks don't date them."
And you know what? You know, that's guys who say shit like that. It's just weirdo niggas, man. First of all, that's not nobody who live in the real world, homie. Marvel comics and all that kind of shit and movies. You know, look, bro. At the end of the day, it's a whole lot of. First of all, the fact that you're up at 11:45 p.m. Central Time, 12:45 East Coast Time. The fact that you're up watching some shit on the internet instead of instant pussy or sleep, ready for work tomorrow, you a fucking nerd just like us.
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about? I hate when niggas try to put themselves in this like cool box and everybody else is a geek. Like nigga, you're here watching us. You've been listening. You ain't with no bitch right now. You ain't got no motherfucking you ain't sleep. You ain't doing you listening to us, but you talking about, oh, I'm surprised. Only nerds and geeks. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a gangster. Allegedly, I'm a pimp. And I'm a motherfucking nerd. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a food connoisseur. I'm a pervert. I'm a whole bunch of shit. So what the fuck did that mean? Like I'm all that kind of shit. So what did that mean? A grown ass man will understand that. You know what I'm saying? I love fucking Marvel shit. I got put up on Marvel shit about 3 years ago. My homeboy was like, man, you need to watch all the Marvel shit. Watch it in order though. Watch it in order. I couldn't watch it in order, but I watched as much as I could. I got hooked on that shit. I'm like, man, this shit good, the motherfucker. I fuck with Marvel heavy.
Well, let me say this. I'm a proud nerd. I'm also an artist. I've been drawing all my life. I have no formal training, but I draw comic books. I have my own universe, and I will share it with you on this channel. By the way, y'all, this is me. This is my third channel. I'm not doing anything on it yet, but this is going to be the nerd channel, where I talk about electronics, comics, and nerd stuff. This is the third one. So y'all make sure y'all go subscribe right now. This is Bear Cave Entertainment. There's nothing there yet. There's nothing there yet, but that's where I'm gonna go to have my nerd discussions. I'm a big old nerd. I'm a big old kid at heart. I love Marvel comics. I like DC, but I'm more of a Marvel guy. I grew up on it. And these comic books to movies things, they're bringing my childhood to life, and I run and they get me every time. They get me every time, and I take it for what it is. And that's why I can critique things like that. That's why I could look at Thor and I say that didn't happen in the comic. That's not true. And this is too clowny. In Marvel, if you want any more of my money, you better fix this shit. Get rid of the gay undertones and all of this clowny, freaky shit. I could do without it. Keep your perverted mind, all that perverted shit that you do in your house, keep it over there and stay as close as possible to the fucking storyline, or I will not fucking support you ever again. You understand?
I
so
got
this comic time or more.
Drew, I got comic books in my mama house, right? I don't even know what I still got over there, but I know I got comic books in my mama house. And the reason I never was like a comic book reader, but back in the 90s, I used to collect basketball and baseball sports cards. And it was this dude who used to collect hell out of comic books and shit. So I ended up buying like this Marvel set of comic cards. I bought a box of them, a couple of cases actually. I bought a couple of cases. I think I stole them, matter of fact. I ain't gonna lie. I think I stole a couple of cases of these comic cards. And, you know, they had like X-Men and all that kind of shit, the Hulk, all that shit. But this dude was like, yo, they was see-through, they was clear. He was like, yo, you got this? Man, let me get those from you, man. I'll give you this and that. So he gave me some comics. I never read comic books before. And I knew about Superman, Batman, X-Men, shit like that. But I never really read the comics. But I got the comics from dude just to be trading some shit. But I got so much shit, bro, by my mom's house. Bro, I got old fucking X-Men comic books like number like 13 and shit like that. I got like Superman comic books and fucking Batman comic books and the Hulk. I don't know what numbers they are because I don't really watch. I never really read them like that, but I got hellish fire shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I sold. I might as well tell you now. I had a Mickey Mantle rookie card, basketball card. Baseball card, I should say. And I didn't even know how much it was worth until it went viral on Instagram. So my shit never been graded, but I just had it because I tricked this dude into giving me the Mickey Mantle card. I remember had to be 6th grade. I traded this dude. He brought his cards to school to show me. He had Mickey Mantle, all this, and I had Jose Canseco rookie cards and King Griffey Jr. Now, mind you, in those days, King Griffey Jr. and Jose Canseco was the dudes.
They were the dudes, yeah.
Right, so I traded him for Mickey Mantle card, not really understanding who the fuck Mickey Mantle it was, but it looked like an old card. So he didn't know what he was doing. He thought he was beating me. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody thought King Griffey Jr. and Jose Canseco was going to be the shit. So I gave him a Jose Canseco rookie and a King Griffey Jr. rookie, and I got the Mickey Mantle rookie card. Kept that motherfucker, bro. Damn. That motherfucker was worth it was worth $80,000.
Oh shit.
$80,000. But because mine wasn't graded, it was still in its raw form. Motherfucker gave me $22,000 for it.
Ooh.
I sold that motherfucker. That's a come up.
Hell yeah.
You know how much a King Griffey Jr. rookie and a Jose Canseco rookie worth now? Nothing.
What?
Compared to the Mickey Mantle, bro, I sold that shit so quick, and I needed the money at the time. I sold that shit. I put it on eBay. And I'm like, I'm just gonna put it up here and let motherfuckers bid for it and see what I can get. In my mind, I'm like, man, if I can get like 5 G's, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't paid nothing for this car. I traded it. Man, that shit got to $22,000 fucking dollars, bro. You know what I'm saying? When that shit happened, nigga,
bruh,
took my wife to the Bahamas and fucked all weekend.
Yo, my Uncle Fat in St. Louis had a Babe Ruth. I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. He had a Babe Ruth. Don't ask me what he did with it though. But when we went out there, I saw it. He had it in the glass case. That's a Babe Ruth. I said, what the fuck? It was worth thousands back then. Y'all want to see my art skills real quick? I'll show you one pic. And this is a drawing of somebody. But, you know, there you go.
Oh, that's Mankind.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was at work one day, and I said, yeah, let me, I just got the drawing.
Yeah, I used to do shit like that in jail. I'm a good drawer too. I used to draw shit for when I was locked up, when I was bored. I draw shit, pictures for dudes when they send letters home to their girls and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, niggas want like a picture on there and shit. I used to draw like pictures, portraits and shit. And motherfuckers used to pay me like a couple bags of chips and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? To draw pictures for the girl, shit like that. Sometimes I would write letters for the girl and shit. And I don't know why niggas let me write letters, because I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm horny in the motherfucker. I tell a nigga like this, nigga be like, hey man, bro, you good with your words and shit, bro. You be spitting. Hey bro, man, my girl and shit, man. Hey man, write a letter for her. You know what I'm saying? Write a letter for my girl. You know, I'm thinking about Shawshank Redemption.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, nigga, like shit. I'm like, well shit, how your girl look? What she look like? Oh man, I got a picture of her. Nigga, show me that picture. I go in my room and jack off like a motherfucker to that bitch. And then I write a letter and say everything I want to say to her. And then she get that motherfucking letter and she hit the nigga back and is like, oh, you never talked to me like that before. Thank you so. Oh, I can't wait till you get out and shit. Like, man, y'all niggas be thank me later.
You get you a lot of bag of chips, man. But I'm a nerd and I'm proud, man. I'm not offended at infantry skills, man. They beat the shit out you with the wrench, but I don't know if you was trying to insult me. It wasn't. I love Japanimation. I grew up on Battle of the Planets, G-Force, comic books, and I watch it till this day. I mean, you may call it corny, but you know, when you're on punishment, because I stayed getting in trouble when I was a kid. When you're on punishment and your mama take away the goddamn ColecoVision, and all you got is a pen and a paper, you better get busy. And I had a big imagination. All I did was draw comic books. You know, I have my own universe of characters. And I'm inspired by Stan Lee and all these guys from DC. And, I watched Dragon Ball when it was just Dragon Ball back in 85, 86. That's why I sent you that picture of 78. You know, I know I'm not ashamed to say it. I know all the characters. I've been watching it since 85, but while I was doing that shit, y'all were in the other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
but I'm a kid at heart. You know what I'm saying? And I say it proudly. I'm a proud nerd. I mean, you can't shame me for that. There was some, when I was in school, bitch would be like, I'll be drawing, minding my business. Shorty would be like, yo, you like drawing more than you like girls? And I would say, you gonna give me some pussy? Because I'll stop this right now. But when I'm done with you, I'm gonna get back to this. You understand? Come on, man. I got my own shit I'm going on here, man.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here.
Niggas used to pay me. This gonna sound crazy, but I can prove I'm not lying. Bro, niggas used to pay me in jail to draw pictures of pussies for them.
Oh.
And niggas would be in the room killing themselves to pictures, drawings of pussy. I know pussy so well, I can draw. And niggas used to ask me shit like, how the fuck you draw this shit? How the fuck you draw? I'm like, bro, I know what a pussy look like. Niggas like, but I mean, you just know from memory? How the fuck you do this? This shit like detail. I'm like, bro, I'm a fucking pervert, nigga. This is what I do. Bro, niggas used to lose their mind. Even a guard told me, this one guard, he told me, he said, man, you're gonna be a fucking artist, man. He said, this is a good fucking picture. He said, if I didn't know any better, I think you had a girl up in there, in your cell, and you just, you drawing off of her. I said, no, this is from memory, homie. This is from memory. You know what I'm saying? And I used to draw pictures, and I show it to the niggas in the pod. Niggas be offering me like 5 items for the motherfucker. Hey, yo, let me get that motherfucker from you, bro. And next thing you know, I draw like 4 or 5 of them. And then after that, it got played out. So my wife used to start sending me, she would take, I'm gonna do a video and show niggas how I used to do it. But like, she would get these like cards. She would go to Walgreens and get these cards, the thick cards. And she would slice them open with a razor blade.
Oh shit!
And then she would send pictures of like chicks. She would print out pictures from the internet of like girls, doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Bitches playing with their pussy. We got the ass spread, whatever. She would print out pictures and then put like 4 or 5 pictures inside the card and then glue it back together, and then she would write something on the inside, whatever, so to make it look good. 99% of the time it went through. I only got caught twice doing that. Got caught twice because she didn't seal it the right way. When you seal it, you gotta put a book or something heavy on top to let that shit make
flatten out.
Flatten out, right?
Yeah.
So she messed up a couple times, but she did her thing. And bro, I was in that motherfucker selling flicks in jail. Niggas is coming to me like,
oh,
man, all them niggas is coming to me, bro. I ran that shit. I was pimping in that motherfucker.
Oh,
I had niggas coming to me like, I was renting out pictures for 2 hours, right? I would give a nigga a picture for 2 hours for 2 items, right? So give me 2 candy bars or a candy bar with a chip or a honey bun. Or if you want to keep it overnight, I would give it to a nigga overnight for 4 items.
Oh,
right?
Shit.
So if you want to keep it overnight, give me 4 items. And everything was running smooth until this one dude, this Jamaican dude, we called him Jamaica actually. And he fucked me over because he asked me, he said, man, hey, what you got? So I showed him my little catalog and shit. By this time I had like 15 different pictures of bitches. So he see the shit and he like, oh man, I want this girl here. He picked out this one little light-skinned chick. I think I still got them pictures somewhere.
Oh shit.
And he picked out this one little light-skinned chick and he's like, yeah, I want her. So he took it back to his room. He gave me like 4 items or whatever. But this is what we had a problem. The next day in the morning at breakfast, when he's supposed to give me my shit back, he was stalling. He was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get back to you. Hey, is it cool if I get back to you at lunchtime? And me being a nice dude, I'm like, yeah, man, you get back to me at lunchtime. But then I saw the nigga Sub-Zero. This is nigga we used to call Sub-Zero. I saw Sub-Zero coming back and pass him something, and then he took it back to his room, and then the nigga Jamaica came to me like, hey man, here you go, bro. I said, bro, it was wrapped up in the newspaper. I said, man, you gave my shit to Sub-Zero, so you subleased my shit.
Oh,
you know
not good.
He subleased my shit. So I said, hold up, fam. I charge you a fee. You gave my shit to Sub-Zero. And he like, no, man. Well, I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with you, bro. He said, man, look, if I paid you for 4 items, it don't matter what I do with it. I said, nigga, it do matter. You cutting into my fucking money. So now I got a decision to make. I got to fuck up Jamaica. Jamaica was my guy. I got to whip his ass, though, because that's just the rules of jail. I can't let him get away with that, because if I let him get away with that, every other nigga would think they could do some shit like that. So, unfortunately, I didn't want to, but I had to whip Jamaica ass. You know what I'm saying? I whipped his ass.
Sure he understood.
Yeah, I whipped his ass, and I went in his room. You know, we closed the door. Everybody, the inmates, basically covered for us. They distracted the guard. I whooped on Jamaica ass, and I took his bag. You know what I'm saying? And the gangster part about it is, I only took what he owed me. I didn't take his whole shit. I just took what he owed me, and I left. I left him with some shit. You know what I'm saying? And and one of my guys, he was a Latin king. He told me, he said, man, look, man, Kev, you know better than this shit, man. He's like, bro, you got a chance to get out, man. You finna go to trial next month. Like, bro, man, why you doing this shit? I said, bro, I'm locked in at this point. So I told him, I said, look, homie, yeah, I got a chance to get out, but what if I don't get out? I can't have a reputation of a nigga being a hoe ass nigga. So while I'm in jail, my whole situation gotta be lockdown rules. I can't afford to be a nice guy while I'm in jail, and then I fuck around and lose in trial, and then I'm in here with a reputation now of a nigga who lets shit slide. No, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the fucked up part about being in jail, is you gotta play by jail politics. You might not want to fuck a nigga up, but you got to. that's some shit that is petty to me. It's nothing. I would let it slide on the street, but in there I gotta act. Otherwise, everybody watching me. Everybody like, oh man, hey, Jamaica sold that nigga shit. Hey, Jamaica did this and that. He didn't do nothing. So now everybody gonna try to do it. That's how it work in jail. You gotta stand on every nigga who try to pull any fuck shit to you. You got to. Otherwise, it's gonna be a problem. So, yeah, unfortunately, you know, had to whoop my nigga Jamaica ass and shit, man. That was my guy though, but I had to whoop him.
You got out, but the fuck, he's still there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I said you got out, but is he still there?
Oh, Jamaica? No, he got out. Jamaica got out maybe about a year after I got out.
You're lucky. Fuck,
yeah, he got sentenced, but he only got sentenced to, I think, 12 months or 13. I think he got sentenced to 13 months. He got sent to a little over a year and a month. He got sentenced to. And I think, matter of fact, I think Jamaica snitched on somebody. To get a short sentence.
He better take his ass back. He better take his ass back to Jamaica then. Shit, that snitching shit. I got a story about snitching and how I went left for somebody. Yeah, Bumpy, I remember Jet Beauties. Forget about it. My mother used to be like, "Where the fuck the magazine at?" I don't know. Under my bed. It's another picture I drew. I drew this back in '99. You see these dudes right here? I called them the boxers.
That's dope.
I call them the boxers.
That's dope as fuck.
And they fucked up one of my dudes right there. They were about to beat his ass. You know, I never finished this story. I drew this on the back of what the fuck? This paper. There was a quiz on the front of that paper. And I finished the quiz and scored like an 80, and she gave it back to me, and I just started drawing on the back of the paper. That's all freehand with pen. I was just zoned out. And I said, this is nice. I usually just draw shit and throw it in the garbage, but this ended up looking too good, so I kept it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
This shit dope.
Thank you. Salute the infantry skills, whatever. I've seen them before, but whatever, man. Yeah, I'm a nerd, If you don't like anime and shit like that, yeah, I feel, I can't be zoned out and listening to pro-black shit all day long because it'll drive me crazy. Because some of these niggas is full of shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I listen to what I listen to and I have my own opinion and I don't comment much. You know what I'm saying? But when I have time for myself, the internet goes off and I have quiet time, I pick up a pen and paper. I'm old school. I lay right on here on my floor and I start drawing. You know what I'm saying? I get myself something to drink and I start drawing. See, I have what you call hobbies, and a lot of motherfuckers don't have hobbies. So what do? They make chasing bitches their hobby, and that's how they get themselves in trouble. A lot of women don't have hobbies. They make their boyfriend or some nigga they chasing around their hobbies. Smoking hookah and turning up in a club, that's not a hobby. I played ball. I wrestled. I boxed. I draw. I watch cartoons. And I don't. And this ain't a shot towards anybody, but I'm just saying. That's part of the reason why I don't have a fucking criminal record. Because I had shit to do. I have a lot of friends that played around in the street, and I have one dude that I know that went to prison. He's never coming out. He's never coming out. Why y'all always upstairs playing video games, man? Why you always upstairs drawing, man? What the fuck? Come outside. Come on the block. I'm like, nah. I know what's out there. And he fucked around, and he fucked his whole life off. He fucked his life. He's been gone since '98. He ain't coming out. Shit he got caught up in, he ain't coming out. There was a dude that lived in my building. I'll say his name because he's not here anymore. His name was Keith. Cool brother. And Keith, he had got locked up. And everyone was in the block talking about it. It was like, yo, man, Keith got picked up and blah, 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 and it ain't looking good because Keith used to sell. But he was a cool dude. And next thing you know, I see him coming into the building. I say, yo, what up? He said, yo, I'm chilling. Glad to see you out. Now, we all like talking like, yo, what happened to Keith? I thought he was not coming out. He only went away for like 14 months, came out. Well, one day, I was coming home from work. I couldn't even get into my building. They had the dogs outside, the suits was outside. I said, uh-oh. I walked around the front of my building. All I saw was the gurney with the sheet over it and blood. And I'm like, what's going on? And he had a bad bitch. Lived upstairs with his mother and his girlfriend. And the girlfriend lived with his mother the whole time he was gone. He came home, he was doing construction, right? And we used to go to Yak on Fridays and play ball. And I played ball with him Friday. He was a little older than me. And then that Saturday, he got murdered.
Damn.
And the way they did it was so awful. All right. I'm in front of the building and I'm talking to my boys. I'm like, what happened? It was like, yo, that's Keith. I said, what? Yo. He used to ride a mountain bike. It was in my lobby. There was a young chick, right, named Asia, and she's shaking because she was a little younger than me. But she was like, I was getting in the elevator and I was holding the door for him. And he said, nah, go ahead. My man's just waiting for me. And she said, I let the elevator go and I went upstairs. Yo, there was a cop. He was talking to people. Did you know him? Did you know him? And we was like, yeah, we knew him. They was like, well, did you see anything? And I was like, I just got home from work and nobody saw anything. And Asia already had spoke to the cop, and the cop told us what first of all, they found his body on the second floor in the staircase. He almost made it out. He went up. The bike was on like the sixth floor, right? He went upstairs and let's go smoke this blunt. So he left his bike outside the staircase on like the sixth floor. And they said when he got in the staircase, there was someone else there waiting for him. So he starts running down the stairs and they had a machete. And when he got down to the second floor, had he turned that corner and jumped down the steps, he'd have been able to run out the door and run out the building. And he had more space to fight or whatever it is he had to do. But when he got to the second floor, whoever's behind him stabbed him right in the back. And the first stab right through his heart and killed him immediately. He fell. And then they mutilated him. They cut him like this. Then they cut the other arm, put the vein out. They cut his genitals off and put it in his mouth. He told on somebody. And whoever he told on, he got less time. And that person went to prison. And there was a hit put out on him.
Right.
And I don't know whether he thought it was real or not, but that's what happened. And I was just playing ball with the brother the night before that Friday night. And he was the coolest dude in the world. And we knew what he did, but for the most part, he never brought it back around the neighborhood. He would do his dirt elsewhere, and we didn't know who he was dealing with. And he got murdered. And there was a girl that lived across the street from me who knew that cop and was dating him. She showed us the pictures. I like glanced at it, but I couldn't read it. I couldn't like look at it because I was like, yo, this bothers me. And at the time I had dreads. He had dreads. And when I came home one day, there was an older fella. He was like, yo, come here. I said, what's up? He said, yo, man, when they said the big dude with the dreads got killed, I thought it was you. I said, nah. He said, man, it was the other dark-skinned brother upstairs. I said, yeah. He said, oh my God, man. All the parents knew him. He was such a cool dude. But we knew what he was into.
Right.
And he got fucked up bad, man. And that shit bothered me. But that's why I stayed my ass in the house a lot. Listen, I've never been a gangster. I say that proudly. I never been a gangster. I know what's in these streets. This shit scared me. A lot of my friends that played in the streets, some of them went to prison for a while, came home. I got one friend that went home. He went to jail. He's not coming back. It's over. He got mixed up in some big time drug shit, and 3 people got killed and in concert. Yeah, sorry, you ain't pull the trigger, but you ain't tell the police either. You're getting all that time. You're getting all that time. And he got all that time. He's not coming home. He's not coming home. He got denied 4 times already. Well, I think 4. So it was like some ungodly number. He ain't coming out. So I say it proud. I said all that to say this. I say it proudly. I'm a nerd. I love comic books. I love to draw. I love anime. I love cartoons. I love boxing. Boxing don't love us. But that's why I have 3 channels. Boxing, this one, and Bear Cave Entertainment. Make sure you go subscribe, family. Because this is the type of time I'm on. Hobbies is what kept me alive, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? 78. Had you been watching Dragon Ball, you wouldn't have been in prison.
Hey, man. No, I'll tell you, to be honest truth, if them bitches never molested me, I would never been in prison. Because that shit altered my whole life.
Yeah.
It polluted my brain, and so I had so much rage and hatred that once I realized what happened to me, I wanted so much revenge and hatred and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the queen want a link.
Oh, let me drop that for her.
The fucking once I realized what happened to me, bro, I had so much hatred and shit in my system. I hated everything about dumbass niggas. Even to this day, I hate dumb niggas. Like niggas who just kill for no reason and hate each other and shit like that. Ain't no love. I hate them. I despise them. You know what I'm saying? And it sent me on a rage. I'm lucky to be here because I did so much dumb shit, and I'm here for a reason. That's why I try to help as many people as I can, because I could easily be locked the fuck up and nobody would know my name or nothing. I'd just be another statistic. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's true, man. And let me tell you, man, I'm at that age where I sit back and I look at the last decade and some change, and I'm like, you know, if I'd have did this and I'd have did that and I'd have did this and that, I'd probably be here. But you know what? There are no mistakes. Do shit for a reason. Sometimes I wonder sometimes, man, what would have happened if I'd have stayed at the police department? You know what probably would have happened to me? I'd have died of a stroke.
Stress.
I'd have died of a stroke. I was the healthiest I've been in a while when I got hired, but I didn't have hypertension until I got that fucking job.
Yeah.
Okay? And all my friends that remained, they be like, what you doing now? I'm like, I work for transit, man. I drive a bus. They're like, yo, hold up.
Oh, Queen said the link to the other channel. My bad, Queen.
Oh, I'm bugging. I'm sorry. Oh, the link to the other channel? Oh, shit. All right, let me find it. Yeah, man. I don't regret it. I don't regret it because I'd have died from a stroke.
Right.
You know, I was always sick. Where the fuck is my... Matter of fact, it's me. Yeah, let me do it now. I'll do it that way. Go to channel, and there we are. Hey, I got six subs now. That's dope. There ain't nothing there yet, but I'm gonna build that one like I'm building this one.
Yeah, let me get the link to that joint so I can go sub. Make sure I'm sub too.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yep, there's nothing there, but I'm gonna start putting entertainment up there too. And you know, I found this. I never thought I'd be YouTubing it in my life. I appreciate y'all for real. I never thought I'd be YouTubing it. This was just something I stumbled upon it by accident. You know what I'm saying? And I got to tell you, 78, I'm giving you your roses right now, man, because you were like the the third channel I found, and it was 78 Fight News.
Yes, sir.
And
Back in the day.
I was like, yo, you was just an average nigga just talking boxing. And I said, okay. And I didn't know you could sub to people. I would just turn on YouTube and not like to click and I'd find it. And then it was a shared channel with my wife. And she said, no, you see that sub button? That means you ain't got to look for them, just sub. And I said, oh, okay. Then I found you and I found Blood. And, back before I knew niggas was crazy and shit.
Right.
So I was just listening and listening and listening. And what a difference a decade makes. You know what I'm saying? And, I make some change from this. It's not life-changing money. But I always said, I ain't get in here to make bread. Yeah, Jason, that's the other channel. I ain't get in here to make bread, but I said if I am in a position where I make bread, I'm gonna protect it like a business, and that's what I do. But at the same time, this is what people don't understand. I see these other channels, and I see the haters. People got a hard on for us and things of that nature. And that's okay. My skin is thick. You can't break what you ain't built at all. Tay hit me up. Tay Jones hit me up. We spoke about this just last week. And he said, yo, what the fuck is going on with that other nigga? I said, bro, I don't know. And the other nigga flat out lied to him and said, oh, we was talking about him. I said, Tay, come on, bro. This shit is exhausting. Every time I turn around, if I replied to everybody that talks shit about me, I'd be a madman right now. And I don't have to respond to any of that shit. Because the biggest gem I could give anybody that's creating content, you just need to know this. If people like, trust, and respect you, they're gonna fucks with you. That's why I don't have to come out here with a suit and tie on and act like I'm in front of $1 million camera on ESPN. That shit is exhausting. I could just get on here and be me, and I'm talking to y'all from my fucking living room with red lights on. And if people fuck with you, they're gonna fuck with you. That's why they fuck with the general. That's why they fucks with me. They fucks with Black. They fucks with Boxing Ego. They fucks with Champside. Champside just be pacing in his living room talking. And y'all respect that more. We get more respect here than ESPN gets anywhere. And I'm not even talking boxing here. I'm talking adult conversation in real life situations discussed with class. Right. It's an honest conversation. And I have to spread it out because I don't want to have this conversation on my boxing channel. When I talk my nerd shit, I want to talk about that on my other channel. You know what I'm saying? And it's family here. And that's why I got offended. Not family in here, but there were other people that just took that opportunity. You're so mad at Bud over his shit. They took that opportunity to attack Blue. And I had to explain to people, don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Focus. It's Blue can't make Bud get into the ring and do what we want him to do. And truth be told, after this fight, I really don't know if he's gonna still do. He has until the spring. If he don't do it, it's not gonna happen. But it ain't gonna be Blue Blood's fault. And I had one motherfucker that had a problem with me saying, yo, look, if you don't fuck with Blue and you over there trolling him, please come forth. I will take your wrench and we can part ways. I'm good. One motherfucker had a problem with that, and he attacked me in the comment section of that live. And I said, yo, look, we could discuss it tomorrow like men on my live. And he went elsewhere with it. And I said, you know what, dude, I ain't fucking with you. And you'll never see him again. And his name was Antoine Richardson. He had a Arizona Cardinals hat as his icon. He's gone. I don't need that shit in my life. He's an insecure fool. We're trying to build something here. Matter of fact, we have built something here. We've built it. We've built it, man. It's not exclusive to Black people, but it is Black owned and Black operated, and I'm proud to be a part of it. This is the unity that we're talking about, which is why it's strange for me that the same niggas that hate on us, they'll be the first people screaming and hollering when a white cop shoots a Black person or a Black woman gets shot by a white man. And screaming and marching, but you draw the line when you look at the LDBC. Why do you hate us? I don't know. Maybe it's because this wasn't your idea, and you look at us and say, well, I know more boxing than him, and I'm a historian, and I'm better than him. Then why the fuck that you got 10,000 subs, that you do a live and you can't keep 22 people in it? I've seen it. So why the fuck, why would I argue with a bum on the street? I drive a bus now. I make great money. You know how many people get on that bus and talk shit to me and tell me, yo, man, you just mad because you behind that wheel. I'm mad because I'm behind a wheel? Do you know what they pay me? And you couldn't even afford to pay your fare. Fare's $2.75. You drop 14 cents in there.
No, worse than that, you can't even afford a car.
You can't afford a car. Exactly. You can't even afford an Uber. Matter of fact, you got a flip phone. And you're talking about me and what I do for a living? You know what they pay me to spin this bus around the block? What the fuck? Why? You can't entertain everything. I'm good in life. I'm good in life. And even if I wasn't making a dime off this YouTube shit, the like, trust, and respect I get from the family every morning is sufficient. And the fact that motherfuckers come on when I turn on this, look, me coming on at 9:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time was an accident. That was an accident. You know what I was doing in my mornings? Dropping the kids off at school, going to the gym, coming home, taking a nap, and going to work. And hitting the like button on everyone's live. Y'all know how I got there. It was by accident, and I just stayed. And I appreciate having over 170 to 200 people in my live every morning. And I tell y'all that every day. While most niggas hate from the sidelines. Most niggas swear they got 20,000 subs. They have a live stream, only got 10 people in it.
Right, that's facts.
The numbers ain't watching. Niggas gotta wait until we go all the way off the air for them to go live and talk shit about us. You know what I'm saying? In the morning, Junior got it locked down. I come on after that. I have over about 200 people in my shit. Then General come on. He have 400 in there. And then KC come on. He have 150 in there. I see the numbers. Then bullshit on the Beltway. His numbers are steady increasing, but the audience is there. And you know what I noticed? Here's the pipe bomb. The haters could go on anytime during the day on top of us, and it doesn't matter. You know why? We do not share the same fucking audience.
Right.
Doesn't matter. But still, some niggas will wait until all the way after 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, you know, this is my response to the LDBC. No one's listening. But 14 niggas over there that we kicked out of here.
But the funny part is, if they don't mention the LDBC, they won't even have the 14 there.
Thank you. I've seen it. I checked it. I said, let me see something. I've gone. I said, this motherfucker got 800 views because it got my name in it, or 78's name in it, or Blue Blood's name in it. He got fucking 800 views, right? He probably going to get 1,000 by the end of the month. But I'm looking, he talked about UFC. He talked about the last week's fights, 200 views, 300 views, 14 views, 17 views. Nobody gives a shit about his opinion on the sport. They only give a shit about when he's talking about us. Wow.
And they got to piss them right off.
Oh yeah. So in the grand scheme of things, do I have to respond? No. Everybody knows my government name. So what? You got my work history all fucked up. Good. I'm not gonna correct you for what? I want it fucked up. I'm not a criminal. And I'm not looking down on anyone that got a criminal history, but everybody in the LDBC has been honest about who they are.
Right.
When we're honest about who we are, what could you do to us? What could you do? Always stay on your purpose. I get on here on this channel, I discuss adult situations in real life, adult conversations, real life situations. On my boxing channel, I discuss boxing, whatever the fuck else. On Bear Cave Entertainment, it's going to be technology and cartoons and all kinds of shit that keeps you young. I'm on my purpose. They are not. Soon, this thing is going to be so big, we're going to have other get-togethers. We're going to have 2 a year. I already see it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We're breaking barriers here. We're building bridges. We're generating relationships. We're building relationships. It's called social media. for a second, and not everything's perfect. Because every now and again, you got to kick a motherfucker out. I'm being very honest. Antoine Richardson used to hit the like button, and he was wrenched up, and then next he spazzed. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Nigga told me 50% of your audience got offended at that shit. I said, that's not true, because everybody came back the next day. And you're here beefing. That doesn't make any sense.
These dudes get offended by boxing opinions, man. And it's embarrassing because it shows you the immaturity level of so many black folks, man. Like, we forgive everybody else for everything. Niggas will sit here and tell you all day long about who they gonna vote for in the next election and all kind of shit like that. But with black people, we mad at each other about a boxing opinion. Who you think gonna win the fight, or who you think ducking. Therefore, I ain't fucking with that. He's a hoe ass nigga. He's a bitch ass nigga. Bro, it's embarrassing. It really is. That's our maturity level. You know what I'm saying? As a people. You know what I'm saying? I deal with people all the time who got different opinion than me. My guy Cornerman Radio, I don't agree with half or nothing he say. That's my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even trip like that, but some people take this shit so personal. Like, oh, you don't agree with me? Oh, this nigga's a bitch. Oh, bro, I don't even think like that, man. I don't give a fuck, bro. We brothers at the end of the day. As long as you ain't saying no jigaboo ass shit, you ain't cooning, then we can work with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you can have, I'm cool with you having a different opinion.
Yeah.
But like, a lot of these guys can't deal with that shit, man. As soon as you say something they disagree with, they see it as an opportunity for them to throw you under the bus and try to eat off of you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Drew, man, my wife giving me that look, man, like she ready for it.
I know what time it is. I know what time it is. Let me say this real quick in closing. It's a dope show. Thank you for showing up, General. There's a reason why we call you the General. I appreciate you, bro. But let me show you how powerful our unity is. I just revealed that I have a third channel with no fucking content on it. And I got 16 subs tonight, which is more than what other niggas who hate on us have in their goddamn live stream.
Right. More than they get in a month.
Oh, man. Man, that's crazy, man. More than they get in a month, exactly, man. But this is dope. This is a slow cook. How many subs I got on this channel? I got like 661. I'll be at a stack sometime in the spring. You know what I mean? And it's organic. It's organic, man. But salute to you. Going live tomorrow?
Yes, sir. Hopefully, I mean, I gotta take my kids to school, and I gotta go downtown to pay my taxes. I gotta pay some property taxes. I've been putting it off. I might as well pay it now while I got the money, but sometimes I wait until early next year to pay it. But I think I need to pay it now before I do some dumb shit. So I'm gonna see what happens tomorrow. I might go live, or it depends on how long that line is to pay these taxes.
All right, no doubt, man. All right, I'm gonna drop the link again. Let me drop that link one more time. There you go. That's Bear Cave Entertainment. Ain't shit over there yet, but I'm gonna put all the entertainment shit over there, man. Salute to you, General. Hey, salute to everybody. You. No doubt, brother. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, whatever. Super Chat coming soon. You know what I mean? I know the haters are mad. It's all right, but this is how we roll, man. And we'll see y'all in a few hours. Catch you on the rebound. Peace.
Peace.